Alright, we should be live here any second. I believe we are. Looks good. Okay. Let's get the chat going here. That's not right. That is correct. There we go. Alright. Welcome anybody and everybody who is on the stream. Looks like we got one person on. Yeah, okay. We're just gonna let this sit for a few minutes because we need people's input on this. So, yeah. There we go, peaceful. Welcome, I'm doing good. How about you? I honestly just woke up. Welcome, Chief Dave. All good. You know what? We all have typos. No worries about that. If you're wondering where the Oilers jerseys are, they're literally just sitting right there because I have been wearing them, watching the games. Yeah, it's been an interesting series as far as Vancouver Edmonton goes so far. That's what I've really enjoyed watching it so far. It's been like edge of my seat action the entire series. So they better win tonight. I mean, if they don't, like, obviously Vancouver's already got the split, but if Vancouver wins both away games, Edmonton's screwed. For sure, Edmonton's screwed because their problem is they're playing Draisaitl and McDavid together. I get that a lot of people think Draisaitl's injured or he's got back cramps or back spasms or something, but you have to spread out the scoring because you can't have your three top scorers all on one line. That just doesn't work, especially when they're playing 30 plus minutes a night. So yeah, if the Oilers do not split up McDavid and Draisaitl tonight, they will lose the series. Straight up, that is as simple as it is. And I'm not sure if they actually have a posted lineup for tonight yet or not. But yeah, we'll see. Ooh, I accidentally turned on an Instagram reel. That was way too loud. But yeah, I'm interested to see if they've posted their lineup. Yes, I did see Pickard's going to be in net. I'm fine with that. Honestly, Skinner has had quite a few weak ones, but at the same time, Edmonton gave up a lot of high danger shots, or a lot of high danger chances on a very minimal amount of shots. Like, this is probably the worst defense I've seen them play since they were bottom of the league, somewhere in there. So yeah, should be interesting. But I think we are going to get rolling here right away with the actual moving forward, getting the Draft to Glory going here. Looks like we got 3 or 4 people in the stream. That is all good. I mean, it is fairly early for me. I'm not sure about everybody else. Depends on what time zone you guys are in. But let's get it started. Let's do the intro here and get rolling. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to do the countdown and we'll get moving with that. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanios here. Welcome to the live episode number 4 of Draft to Glory. This is going to be episode number 7 of the edited series. Today we're getting into the 2024-25 off season, the 2025-26 regular season. And yeah, that's going to be mainly what we do today, is just get through that simulation, see where our team ends up. We'll cut right before the draft lottery as we have in previous episodes, and then the draft lottery will be in the next edited episode. It'll be all in this one live stream though. So let's get to it, because really last episode we were able to land a decent couple prospects from the draft, but there really weren't actually that many, simply based on the fact that we just didn't have a whole lot of selection to work with. We got Michael Misa, obviously, we got Artem Svitov, and we got Kari Teravainen. But apart from that, these other picks, Reeson and Mironov, Barrett, well actually Barrett was last draft, so was Savan, or no, Savan was this draft, but for quite a few of these picks, they weren't great. George's was actually a pretty good pick too, I forgot about him, but yeah, we're slowly and steadily starting to fill out our group as far as our team needs go. And of course, we've got a few guys that are just looking fabulous as far as how good they actually are, especially when we go to the NHL and look at the youngsters, Healy, Tuzolino, and Vasilyev are the three that look really good. Everybody else, we're kind of just waiting on development for them. But I am realizing now. Hold on. Aaron Stamkos related to... I totally just missed... Is he in the progress reports there, Chief Dave? I totally just missed up. Yeah, no worries, Peaceful. Totally get it. Welcome, Scott. I see you're in there, too. You were saying Aaron Stamkos. I do not recall drafting an Aaron Stamkos. Oh, there he is. Right. I don't know. Probably not. I would doubt it because he's 20, meaning Stamkos would have had to have been 13 somewhere around there when he was born. Like the timeline just it's a completely computer generated name there, Dave. I definitely am certain that he's not Steven Stamkos' child. Not only that, but Steven Stamkos would be apparently not on... I guess he's on Chicago? Yeah, Stamkos would have had to have been 15, so the timeline does not work there. That's completely a computer-generated Stamkos, no relation whatsoever. So, anyways, as we get into it, they could be cousins, yeah, 15 years apart. That's fair. But, as of last episode, guys, we finished off free agency, landed a decent draft where we got Misa and a few other prospects, but... As of right now, we're just simulating ahead to the next season. We don't really have anything else to do. We obviously offered Michael Carcone, and of course Oleg Vasilyev got that contract extension, so that means that we got a steal of a deal with Vasilyev because of where that contract ended up. We ended up paying him only $8.75 million for our franchise player. That could be a franchise-altering contract right there as far as how many good players we're going to be able to get into this team eventually. But yeah, simulating ahead to the next season here, we're going to get to take a first look at the draft class here right away. They want us to acquire a pick, which obviously we can't do unless we have an offer sheet. And all right, let's see how the lines have turned out. Have we gotten any more off-season growth? Looks like, Vasilyev's up to a 90, so that is a solid rating for him at that age. Tuzolino's an 81 overall. Healy's an 84 overall. So really good ratings on those guys. I am very happy with how those players are looking. And yeah, this lineup just looks extremely solid. Like I am not upset at all with how this lineup is structured. So yeah, we have a better team than we have had in previous years in Draft to Glory series here. But I think we need to play Chris Tanev this year just because he's kind of... When did we sign Lyon? I guess we did. I thought we didn't sign Alex Lyon back, but I must have kind of just unconsciously done that. So that's the team we're working with right now. As far as prospects in the system, Marko Järvinen is the only guy that we're actually going to be looking at. We are going to keep Kiefer Sherwood on the top line because he was so good, but I am kind of interested to see if Järvinen can flourish on the top line along with, Robinson and Sherwood and those guys, because that could potentially work. Or we go like this. Oh, it doesn't quite work. Ah, man, too bad. What if we switch Terry? No, it's just not quite gonna work, unfortunately. Or a lineup move like that. Yeah, no, it's just not quite gonna work. I am gonna put Letary and Sherwood together though, because that line seemed to really work well. So yeah, we'll go like that. Who's got the best face-offs? Yeah, it is Letary. So. And then, there is your Artyom Levshinov. He's looking nice. Going to be turning 20 here coming up. But, yeah, he's going to be a top-end guy. We just don't want him playing with a negative rating. He does have a pinch and cycle build, so we will try to draft more pinch and cycle guys to go along with that. And then, of course, we need to get Reed Borodziuk up into the NHL to lose us games. And then I think we'll be sending him and Ryan Fanti the starting roles, and then we'll bring down one of those goalies from the NHL. And you know what? Levshinov is almost good enough to make our team's top 6. He's very close. So We'll give him 1 year down in the system there and see if it pays off. I get the feeling it will. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, he does have some great looking X factors on him, but that is going to take just a little bit more time to develop for him, as he is only 19 turning 20 here. So yeah, that is the team as of right now. Let's go make some quick little roster moves. So we'll go options, go to roster moves. We'll bring the goalies up. So we're not going to Super Delmore yet. We're just going to put Fanti and Borodziuk up. So we're going to run it like that, and then we'll edit the lines. Everything else is fine. I'm happy with how the team's looking at this point. I do think we are going to run Healy over Tuzolino, even though he is listed as third line check-in. I'm fine with that lineup. So, yeah. All right. Goaltending. Lankinen will not be starting the season simply because we want the number one odds. We have not... We've lost the lottery 2 years in a row now, so being able to win it this year would be quite nice, considering the players that are at the top of this upcoming draft class, whether it be Gavin McKenna or Ryan Rubrick or who knows who else. We'll have to wait and see on that. But I think this year, let's see. Okay, this is the system down here. We have to have Brazeau. Yeah, Brazeau's captain. All right, that's fine. And all right, we're good with that. Let's just look at the NHL lines too quickly. The only way I can do it is by going in and then back in, back out. It's a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. So here is our NHL captaincies. We've got, of course, Vasilyev and Marchessault both wearing letters, and then Chris Tanev's the other guy there. Tuzolino's got the right number on. Healy's got the right number on. We're rolling. We're rocking and rolling here. So let's just check the chat quickly. You think biggest decision this offseason is if Misa plays in the NHL or not? And that's the thing. Peaceful, is I don't think he's NHL ready just yet. I think he needs one more season. Because he's not 80 rated. He's not really close to that. He's 78 rated. But I am totally okay with him staying in Saginaw for another year. It just means we get an extra year on his contract where it gives him time to develop. Healy and Kuz in the top 6. Is that what you're saying as far as like just edit the lines a little bit because Tuzolino's not quite as good? Like I think Tuzolino is going to become very good, but let's see. Yeah, we could put Kuzmenko in over Tuzolino. That would probably, it kind of helps. Kind of helps, kind of doesn't. And then, of course, Tuzolino is just a right winger, which is fine by me. He is a two-way forward, so he's going to need to play up and down that right wing. Okay, yeah, I'm all right with that lineup. That works for me. And yeah, no, I agree. Just give Tuzolino a little bit more chance at his lower overall. Healy, even though it says third line checking, he's ready for a second line spot at 84 overall. So yeah, we're going to keep that going. And no, I appreciate it. This is why we have the chat and the stream, Peaceful. This is exactly why, so I can get your guys' input on moves like this. So without further ado, here's the draft class this year. It's going to be a good one, obviously, but we've got Gavin McKenna, Ryan Rubrick, Mikey Bearchild, Ethan Belchetz. There's lots of good players in this class. I don't actually know how good Clarkson or Sokolov are going to be. Those guys are computer generated. Yeah, hopefully there's no Calder screwing around. I mean, there's a good chance they don't win it anyways, but you never know. Best goalie in the draft this year is Caden Sanchez at 54th overall, so we will keep an eye on him. But really, we're in it for one of these top 3, maybe 4 guys. Well, actually, you know what? Ulf Karlsson, if he's a power forward too, we might end up looking at him. Ethan Belchetz we could get simply to put on the right wing, even though he's a left winger, simply because he's 6'5", 241 pounds. He would be great. Bearchild is going to be very skilled, so he could play the center role. Any of these 3 guys could play our top line center role. But unfortunately, Peaceful, Gavin McKenna is a playmaker. I think that's a fair player style for him. He's not a sniper versus Ryan Rubrick is a sniper, so that is something to keep in mind and consider as well. Obviously, there's a good chance we don't even land in the top 4 this year still with how our team has played in previous seasons. But yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. So let's get into the scouting nice and quickly. Welcome, Real Divinity. I see you're in the chat there now. Glad you could make it. I know it's a bit of an early or awkward time stream, but yeah, we're going to get started here. So just going to be doing the spammy scouting reports again. If you guys have any comments or ideas or things to leave in the chat, now is the time because I will definitely see it right now. But yeah, what's your guys' opinion on the choice between Gavin McKenna and Ryan Rubrick? Obviously, Gavin McKenna is guaranteed franchise potential. That's what I have him set as in this roster. Versus Ryan Rubrick is a high elite, but he is a sniper as well, so he could still become a franchise center if things go really well for him. Like, which of those two should we be looking at? Because there is options for us to get both. Peaceful, you say, started my own draft to glory with the Growlers and the roster. It's very fun. Yeah, it is fun because it's like every year there's some good prospects to try and go out and get. And it just makes the process a little more fun as far as adding all these building blocks and slowly and steadily seeing this super team come together that you drafted. We are going to have to go get another scout here this year. We are currently 1 Liga scout short, so I'm going to have to go and do that. Yeah, I think, yeah. Agreed, Braden and Peaceful. Yeah, Gavin McKenna is a no-brainer of a pick as far as it would be like picking Jack Eichel over Connor McDavid. And yes, Gavin McKenna is franchise potential. That's what I have him set as, at least on my roster. So he's a player you absolutely want to try to win in the lottery. If we don't win him, obviously that's out of our control, but that would be a player that would really change the trajectory of our franchise, even more so than Oleg Vasilyev, because Gavin McKenna is actually a little bit of a bigger player. He's 6 foot or 6'1" or something by the time you actually draft him. That top line would be insane if we actually got Gavin McKenna along with Oleg Vasilyev and then whoever else we end up putting there. Like, there would be another player. I'm just not sure who it would be still. So yeah, we'll keep an eye out for right-wing sniper type of players, but yeah, we're not gonna know for a little while, probably a season or two still. And if we get one of those top guys, that slots Michael Misa down onto the second line center, which is insane as well. He could very easily be a 1C in the future, but yeah, we'll wait and see. Obviously, we don't know exactly how it's gonna play out yet, but we're completely at the game's mercy. Real Divinity, that's funny. He's saying in the upcoming draft we should try to get another player that's also named Vasilyev. So we got Oleg and then somebody else. Have 2 Vassies. Yeah, that would be funny. I could agree with that. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm not just gonna draft a player named Vasilyev just for the sake of drafting a Vasilyev. But if there's one that's like top 4 potential on D or something, or like something along those lines, absolutely we'll go for that player. All right, let's see. We need. Yeah, I need another Liga scout, and with the way we have our USA scouts set up right now, I don't think it's going to be entirely accurate to keep both of them. So yeah, that is probably something we're going to do here, is just adjust that nice and quickly. Yeah, exactly. We're not just picking a player for the sake of picking a player, like with their name. So all right, actually, how many years do we got left? We should keep the set instead of Fairchild. So let's fire Fairchild for now. Well, not just for now, but probably forever. It's very rare that you need more than 1 USA East scout. So yeah, we'll keep the set because he's got, or they've got, I don't know if it's a he necessarily, but they've got the longer contract, so we don't have to extend them as soon. All right, and then 197 onward. Yeah, we don't even need. We have so many USA scouts as well that this is another issue. Is that we just simply don't need this many USA scouts. So we'll keep an eye on it. We're probably going to relocate, rather than firing one of these guys, we'll probably relocate one of them to the either WHL, QMJHL, OHL, something like that. But yeah, keep an eye on that as well. Let's see, how's the... This is a Q, and we're already through that many players. Oh, man. Oh, or wait, no, that was the West. Okay, that makes more sense. Let's see how the Q's looking this year. Very minimal top-end guys in the Q. I think the OHL is going to be the big one this year, but of course there is the WHL with Gavin McKenna as well. Yes, yeah, that is the thing, Peaceful, is this draft doesn't have a whole lot of great defensemen, so yeah, we would be prioritizing defense after this draft. That would be one of the biggest moves that we would be working towards, is just making sure we draft an elite defenseman after this year. This year, I just don't think we're going to get a great shot at one, like a great shot at a top-end defenseman, so we'll have to wait and see. This draft is very strangely spread out this year as well, just based on regions. So we're going to have to be a little smart with our scouts here and how we do things. Let's see, was it Blizzak? One more, there we go. But yes, that would be the strategy. Yeah, the first rounder this year does have to be a defenseman. I mean, you never know. We might get defensive steals. We might have Georges develop into a really good defenseman. Something along those lines. We'll have to wait and see, obviously. But you know what? We are actually pretty well off for scouts right now. I'm not going to change too much about the scouting, even though we do have some guys not scouting. I think what we're going to do, like, we've gotten the most steals out of the U.S. so far, so we're going to keep 3 scouts in the Central there. As far as the Q goes, I'm not certain that we actually keep... I think 2 scouts is probably the right place still, but then we definitely need to go and hire a Liga scout this year, because we just do not have a scout in that region that is good enough. So we got Obergauer is an option there. Anybody else? I want an A+ preferably in the Liga. Not great. Like, really not great here. There we go. And Frank Bremberg, of course, he's going to be one of the C- scouts out of all of them. Go figure. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm not hiring a C- scout, so we're just going to go with... Oh, actually, I might have to. Yeah, I have to hire a C- scout, so we will go with Granlund then, because he is the best option out of that entire group, and we need to get more playstyle scouting done in Liga, so that's all we're going to do for now. For the scouting, we're going to advance a few days, try to get Granlund signed here. There we go. All right, and then we will finish off the scouting. Yeah, I agree, Peaceful. Like, it is hard to find some of those scouts that you're looking for, as far as if you're looking for really top class scouts, I would wait until like you're probably 3, 4, or 5 is when it kind of starts to kick in, that you actually have good scouts in every single region based on their actual scout rating rather than their region efficiency. Man, did I hit Telios right on the dot for the player that needed to be scouted? And no, unfortunately I didn't, but it was close. Alright, so we will do that. And yeah, once the round of playstyles is done... Ooh, my stomach is grumbling right now. I'm going to have to go get some food probably. But yeah, once this first round of scouting is done at the end of September, which takes us into the start, essentially the start of the preseason here. Then once that's done, we do another round before. You guys know the drill, and for those of you who don't, most of this gets cut from the edited version anyways, so we will minimize our scout travel because we don't need to do that much. We can't make trades, so that is what it is. And alright, so we're up to the second here now. It would be nice to get some better prospects this year from the draft, because we definitely struggled a little bit this previous season in the draft. So let's run round 2 of scouting. We've got 5 rounds total. We've got the playstyle, the what's the second one? It's not potential comparison. It's strengths and weaknesses. Yeah. So then we run the strengths and weaknesses, and then third round is skills assessment, and then after skills assessment, then we run. What do we run after skills assessment? Then 2 potential comparisons. So yes. Real Divinity's going, yes, eat a slice of bread because my stomach is just grumbling. Yeah, you know what? Bread is a good solution for that. I can agree with you on that. I'm gonna have to actually get up here at some point. We'll probably wait for a little bit longer until my stomach is just like screaming at me again. But yeah, all right. We get good scouting efficiency in Russia there with the play styles. Sorry, the strengths and weaknesses. So we will take it. And into November, yeah, okay, we're gonna just go up to the 9th there. But yeah, Liga seems to be pretty decent too on the scouting efficiency so far. Can't really complain about how this is gone, but yeah, look at the depth we're getting on scouting. That's really good. Like, I'm quite impressed with how well our scouts are doing. There are a lot of players in the SHL now that I'm looking at it. There are a lot. At least a lot of top-end kind of guys in the SHL, so. Looks good. Did you have the coffee or have the morning coffee yet? I got it going right here, Peaceful. It's literally in the mug, in this, like, old-fashioned looking Starbucks cup, so. Nothing like a good cup of coffee in the morning to get your day started. Really wakes you up, just goes, oh, hello. As long as it's strong enough too. Like, I mean, some people who don't drink coffee, you really don't need a lot to wake yourself up as far as the coffee strength goes. People that drink coffee all the time like me, you need a stronger cup of coffee to actually wake yourself up, just to be like, oh, hello, that is stronger than I was ready for. All right, so we're going up to November 9th, November 10th, somewhere in that date, just to really make sure we get as many players scouted as possible. And all right, yeah, we're not going past the 10th. The 10th is going to be the final day. Ooh, interesting. Okay, all right, put a little dash of, yeah, yes, true. Great comment though, Real Divinity, as far as just the little side tip there goes. That's awesome. Put a dash of salt in the coffee just to bring out the flavors and taste a little more. Yeah, I'm down for that. Okay, I mean, I'm not going to get up to do it right now because we're midstream, but I will keep that in mind for the next time I make coffee, which will more than likely be tomorrow. All right. The other thing this year that I am really hoping for is that we get an elite goalie. We haven't gotten any elite goalies yet. We've only had starters and like fringe starters so far. So that is going to be another target for us. That's one of the biggest points on my checklist still, is to land an elite goalie, because we simply just don't have one yet. So that's as simple as it is. Like, on the checklist, we've got first line center, preferably, rather than having Michael Misa be our number 1 center. We want a power forward or sniper there. We of course need I do have Wade Tuzolino locked in as the number 1 right wing right now, but we'll see how that develops. We need a lefty, obviously, a first side lefty, whether that be a two-way defenseman, a defensive defenseman. We don't want 2 offensive defensemen, like another offensive defenseman playing alongside Levshinov, because if that's the case, then we're probably going to have issues with our defending overall. So something to keep in mind there when we're actually doing this. Why am I doing playstyles? I just switched over to strength and weakness, I swear to God. Over, there you go. Yeah, I don't understand why the game does that sometimes, where I flick my joystick over and it doesn't register it. Oh well. But yeah, our QMJHL efficiency is a little questionable based on how many scouts we actually have in that region versus how many players are actually in that region right now. I mean, it's fine. It just means that some of our scouts get to take a day off, kind of, or a day off, like a month off, and then we end up really locking down the scouting, getting the potentials and comparisons done when we need to, because that is really the part that takes up the most time. So if we can have it as efficient as possible with scouts, then we're gonna have a breeze at the draft. So, oh, excuse me, big sneeze. I also am realizing now I haven't taken any Reactin this morning. It is very much springtime where I am, and that is a problem because I have seasonal allergies still, which is, I mean, they kind of go away as you get older, but like, man, there's been so much pollen in the air this year just where I am. It's like, oh my God, I'm dying here. All right. I'm going to have second round of scouting done so we can actually figure out how good our team is and things like that here coming up. So I think we're ready to roll here. We got pretty much all the scouting done up to the dates that we needed. And all right, let's sim to the regular season now at this point. Oh, excuse me. Hopefully we'll have no injuries or anything. And all right, we are ready to rock and roll here. So first things first, let's start off by checking out our AHL team ratings, just see how good or bad our players are here heading into year 3. And we do have two pretty solid looking guys there in Levchinov, and I don't actually know who the player on screen is. It's definitely not Levchinov. It might be Kiefer Sherwood. But this year, you might not be able to see it since it's behind my camera. Yeah, you guys definitely can't. Here, let me just slap my camera out of the way here quickly. There we go. All right, so this year we got 77 offense, 59 defense, and 73 goaltending. So pretty solid ratings there, apart from the defense, obviously. Like the 59 defense is more than questionable, and that is an area where our team definitely needs improvement still. But, you know, we did get Levchinov, we did get Georges over the last 2 drafts. We just got to keep getting defensemen if we can, as far as steals of defensemen go. So, all right, let's see how the NHL team's looking. And of course, they're behind the face cam yet again. So let me get that out of the way again. That was the overlay bar. There we go. All right, so there you go for the team ratings this year. Newfoundland, we got 92 offense, 86 defense, and 59 goaltending. Perfect. That is exactly... Oops, I just about slapped on the draft glory rules there. There we go. That is perfect. That is exactly the ratings that we want to see because, you know, we we need bad goaltending here still. So the sabotage is absolutely real, and it's hilarious to watch. 59 goaltending is like significantly worse than our NHL or our AHL team. So yeah, oh, we're rolling on the views so far. 7-8 consistent concurrent viewers. That's what we like to see. All right, so let's sim our first month here. 59 goaltending. Yeah, exactly. Peaceful. It's comical. Quite literally, it's just comical. So we'll simulate up to our first date here of November 11th and see if we're gonna get on the right track or if we're gonna just start winning games immediately, which seems to be the case. We're 2-2 to start, and all right, that looks a little bit more consistent as to what we're expecting with this level of goaltending. Winnipeg, how do you suck that much? I'm sorry, like you're losing to a team with 59 goaltending. I get the offense is okay, but like, what? Like, what are you really doing to lose a game like that? Our defense is okay, but, like, there's no way we should be winning. Come on, 2-1, 2-1. We keep winning. How are these teams only scoring 1 goal on us? To be completely honest, how is that possible? All right, so we get up to our first date. We're 6-9 to start off the season, and the LA Kings are just easily the worst team in the league still. I don't even understand how that's possible. We're not even bottom of our division, as Detroit has a 5-8-2 record, which is even worse than us. But yeah, that is how we got off to this start of the season. Tyler Johnson leads the team with 13 points in 15 games, so nothing crazy on the scoring. Ooh, Oleg Vasilyev is a whopping -10 to start off the year. He was only -8 last year. In his rookie year, he was +7. So, yeah. Jeez. The scoring and rating and everything is all over the place. Healy has got 6 points in 15 games. Not a fabulous start for him, but better than Tuzolino, who's got 2 points in his first 15 games. I think we maybe go and just like stack a power play unit. I think that's the one thing that would actually benefit our team here. So let's go do that, and then once that's set up, I think we should be fine. So yeah, obviously we'll go Vasilyev and Marchessault, but we're going to swap their wings, and then we will go... instead of Kuzmenko on this first unit, we do want a defenseman. It's just more so that we want a defenseman that's gonna play well. Let's put Vasilyev at center, actually, because then he will be able to clear a spot for Healy, who can play on that other wing. And look at that, it's even a +1. That is good. That is about as good as I could ask for. So yeah, that'll be our first power play unit. Our second unit will obviously swap out Healy for Kuzmenko, and then probably Artem Zub as well. I don't really see him as a power play guy. So we'll swap Zub for... Is Barabanov on there? Yeah, he is. Okay, so we got Gord Barabanov, and we need one more guy, Yanni Gord, I think. Or wait, no, Gord's already playing. My bad. Let's put Tyler Johnson, because he's actually playing well right now. So we'll go like that. And that works for me as far as the unit goes here. We'll obviously swap Kuzmenko and Barabanov again. And all right, we are good to keep rolling. So what do you guys think? Was that a good start? Was that a disappointing start? Was that like how do you rate our start there as far as starting the season 6-9? Like, I don't think it's bad. But what do you guys think? What's your reaction on our start to the season here? Going about according to plan, but not quite where we wanted to be, obviously. So we'll go up to January, just before January 15th, with the scouting here. Oh, there we go. The chat just wasn't updating. Nice, Braden. Yeah, if you're in Nova Scotia, absolutely, that's a great time for the stream to be happening. Ooh, this scouting just doesn't quite make it to the very end of the Russian category or Russian region, so that is okay. The young guys need to step it up. Yes, I agree, as far as they have not played well enough, but at the same time, the other guys also are probably playing better than they should. Like, nobody expects Tyler Johnson to be leading the team in points right now. That's just absurd. Yeah, I'm questioning how... Yeah, oh my god. This chat is full of great ideas here as far as goaltending is going to make it to the Stanley Cup final. Yeah, you're probably right about that one, Peaceful, because they just seem to win games that look completely out of reach. But Braden's saying... Or sorry, Peaceful also said that we need the LA offer sheets. If they offer sheet, don't hesitate to take the picks. We would not. We would not at this point, obviously. But I don't know who they'd be offer sheeting. We don't have enough prospects yet to actually offer sheet. But we'll keep an eye on it. Also, how good is this Carlson guy? He's a two-way forward. Oh, interesting. Okay. I was really expecting him to probably be a power forward, but I was definitely wrong about that. All right, so pick 50. 80 onwards in the SHL, where we might not get all of these players scouted in Sweden here. So let's see. No, never mind. Our one scout is just an absolute beast because he's A rated or A minus rated, so that cleaned that up quite nicely. Adam Nemec is one of the only players that's really worth scouting in this region here for the, I believe it's NLA? No, Extraliga, sorry. But yeah, he's one of the few players worth scouting. The NLA doesn't have any top-end superstar kind of players, but they might have some steals, so that's why we still scout it anyways. And yeah, you never know. Vendetta said, if you get a starting goalie that won't go away, could you drip him out? Yes, absolutely, we can do that. I love editing goalies that are going to be on our team long term. Just giving them like sick looking equipment and doing some kind of filthy style on the pads. That is one of my favorite things to do. Sometimes it doesn't always translate over to the in-game viewing experience, but you never know if it will or won't, so that's why we do it anyways. But yes, I absolutely will stick to that, Vendetta. That is going to be something we do. I love that comment because it is bringing focus to something that is, you know, a future problem, but also is something that we should be thinking about because, yeah, we're hopefully going to get a starting, like more than just a starting goalie here in the next season or so. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see, obviously, because we just don't have any goalies that look like they're gonna stick or be like NHL starter caliber kind of guys yet, which it depends on the growth, obviously, because the goaltending is one of those, not red flags, but one of the areas where we are definitely yes, yeah, absolutely agree with that. I love when you can see when your goalies just look absolutely disgusting with their equipment style. But yeah, we'll have to wait until we actually get a top end goalie. It's might be 2 or 3 seasons down the line still. I really haven't seen a whole lot of great goalies so far in these drafts, so we'll see when those goalies actually show up. So yeah, some of you guys might be noticing that I am just skipping over a whole bunch of scouts right now, as far as I'm not getting certain scouts to do any work. The reason being is we're just waiting until we get to potential and comparison in this scouting method, and then once that happens, then we're going to absolutely max out the scouts utilization and scout as many players as possible. So yeah, we'll have to wait a little bit longer for that as well. There's some really top guys in the dub, and then a whole bunch of just nobodies. It's kind of funny. Well, not nobodies, but like a whole bunch of guys that we're probably not going to draft. That's a great question, Peaceful. I think I had it set to low, but I need to double check because I can't remember what I changed, if I changed it or not. I remember talking about doing it, but I can't remember if I actually went and did it. So we will go check that out in just a second. And all right, we are pretty much good to go there. Let's go check. Yeah, what's our draft quality setting on? I believe it might be medium still, actually. Let's see. Is it in rules? Yeah, it should be in rules. Okay, there. So we do have it on medium, which has probably made for stronger first drafts here, but yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any, or I haven't been upset with the draft quality so far. Do you guys think we should keep it on medium? Like, I think medium's fine. I haven't really had problems with it. Obviously, we haven't seen top end goalies and things like that yet, but that will present itself in time. But yeah, that's how we're looking right now. So we're gonna simulate up to, well, let's simulate up to the 1st of December to start and see how the rest of this month goes. And we beat the Islanders 6-1. Are you serious? 6-1? That's insane. Oh my god. Oh my god, Oleg Vasilyev doesn't have a goal in 18 games. That is, that's questionable, to say the least. And we're just going to continue to win games here. We lost to the Red Wings, so that's something. Why did I hit edit lines there? That's not what I wanted to do. How's Levshinov doing? 16 points in 21 games. He's looking good. All right, come on, boys. Come on. Oh, I have totally botched it here. Yeah, we were accidentally switched over to the AHL, and then it glitches out and you can't see anything. Okay, we lost all 3 of those games. That's good. And how many points are we sitting with? Exactly 20. Has anybody caught us? No, looks like Anaheim, Calgary, and LA are all still worse than us. Same with Chicago, too. So that's not spectacular. We really need to just put on the tank here if we're going to have a top chance at getting anybody good. So, yeah. Yeah, I wish we could edit shot tendencies. That would be nice, especially for players like, what's his face there? Especially for players like Vasilyev. I always just like blank on his name when I'm thinking of him. I don't know why, but yeah, that's a great question. I don't know. I don't know how this team almost has a positive record. It literally makes no sense. Very rarely, Scott. I don't live in an area where it's like super easy to actually go to NHL games. I go to WHL games because I'm in Western Canada, but very rarely I'll actually go to WHL games. So yeah, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't get to see too many games live and in person because watching them live is for sure like one of the best experiences that you can have because there's as long as there aren't fans just being complete assholes to you, then usually you're good. So I didn't even know Andy Healy was hurt. Apparently Kiefer Sherwood's better. Ooh, we lose Oleg Vasilyev till January 3rd. That's not great. Maybe that'll actually be the nail in the coffin for... How are we winning without Oleg Vasilyev in the lineup? Oh my god. Are you serious? Seriously. I'm actually mad about this now because we are behind. Oh my god. It could be vendetta, except that we don't want to do that because if we like Kuzmenko's almost a point per game anyways on the second line. We're supposed to be worse than this. I'm not impressed with our team pulling this off. Like, how are we 22nd in the league right now? I'm sorry, like, what? Yeah, apparently you're right, Peaceful. I don't know what's going on right now, but whichever goalie has the best record is getting scratched for Kevin Lankinen. And unless Kevin Lankinen's been playing in all these games, then that would maybe make more sense. What is Ryan Fanti doing? Seriously, you're 72 rated, my dude. Let a puck in the net. Not only 3 a game. That's ridiculous. Okay, so Fanti's getting scratched for Lankinen. And then hopefully Kevin Lankinen can lose some games because if he doesn't, then we're not going to get a top pick at all. Oh, man. This is insane. Both near 900. Yeah, exactly. How does that make sense? It doesn't. I got Adam Nemec listed as a top-end player. Okay. Anybody else? Again, Liz a gem. Man, that's so frustrating. That is so frustrating to deal with because it's like, okay, my team should be bad. Oh, look at that. We have a 500 record. Like, what? Yeah, Real Divinity. Whoever, Ryan Fanti, sees the pucks as beach balls and he just always stops them, apparently. I got nothing for that. That's insane. Alright, so we got a few more days to go here in January. Fanti for Vezina, yep. Yeah. My God. Does the team get worse when Vasilyev's in the lineup? Is that what I'm hearing right now? Is that the team is actually better off when we have a guy that only has 1 goal in 34 games? How does that make any sense? No, that makes a lot of sense, actually. He's really not having a great year, to be honest. So, yeesh. I almost want to try Kuzmenko on the top line, but no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. That's self-sabotage. That's not self-sabotage. That's actually a move that give give Fanti a 12.5 by 6. No, thank you. I'm going to pass on that one. Oh, here we go. Kevin Lankinen has started us off on a new losing streak, and then we immediately win 2 games after. Okay, now we're on a 4-game winning streak. Oh my God. I got nothing. I got literally nothing here. We have an exactly 500 record and 46 points. We're not even last in our division. We're nowhere near last in the NHL. That title belongs to the Pacific Division. We're screwed. We are genuinely screwed because we're not going to tank enough to catch any of the bottom teams at this point. Like, I bet you we're in 20... Yeah, we're in 22nd place still. We literally have to tank 11 positions. I can't. I literally can't. Yes, this is literally a Flyers vibe. Like, Gary didn't like it when I said I'm tanking. Sorry, Gary, we're not tanking. We're not tanking. I swear to God, this is the genuinely best roster we can put out, apart from maybe Alex Lyon. But all right, well, let's look at a positive here, maybe as far as progress reports, because I literally have seen no positives in anything else. I love that Vasilyev has just completely decided to not put up points this year. That's great. He's currently on pace for like 52 points, which would be an all-time low and probably going to end up getting him a negative potential at some point because, yeah, this is... What is going on? Michael Misa, he's got good points, 46 points and 26... Holy shit, actually, hold on. Let's... Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Yep, this is gonna be, yeah. Let's see, 46 points in 26 games, 1.76 point per game pace. He plays 66 games. Michael Meese is currently on pace for 116 points. Honestly, Real Divinity, I am considering firing the head coach at this point because this is not what we want at all. Like, this Ludeman, actually, we're not going to fire him. We're going to just demote him. So we're going to make him the assistant coach. We're going to put this guy in as head coach, and we'll put him as the associate coach. All right, let's see if that helps. That is a good call. Because, yeah, we need to tank a lot harder than this. There's no way we can be 22-20-2 at this point. That just does not make sense. And, yeah, that's insane. I got something in my eye. I think it's just sleep, but, yep, that hurts. Oh, ouch. There we go. I can see again. Okay. Now we're on to potential comparison, which is the fun part because we actually get to see players start to appear as prospects more so than anything else. So we'll go up to May 14th on that. Do the same thing here. All right, so we only get up to about 186 in Russia, so we'll have to do another round of scouting. Apparently Fanti is his own goalie coach. That's how it feels right now. Like, I literally have no other way to describe how the team's playing. All right, and we're up to here. All right, good scouting in Liga, so we got no issues there. And then the SHL, we just have way too many players to scout. You know what? Not even bad. That's actually pretty solid spacing on the scouting reports there. So. All right, and there we go. A little too far there. Still too far. I'm going to just edit that again. And down to the bottom. There we go. All right. Yeah, literally peaceful. I would literally get 4 trades or 4 picks for 4 first round picks for Fanti right now. We're just ripping a full potential in comparison on all these other guys too, because we have the scout, so we might as well do it. And yeah, why not? I'm genuinely questioning everything about EA Sim at this point, though, because how do we have we have a winning record, essentially. It is 500, but it's essentially winning, because 2 of those games are games where we still got pity points. So yeah, man, oh man, this is just wild. I have nothing else to say about it. It's just an insanely poor situation for us, because we are screwing ourselves out of picks. It's okay, because our team will come in clutch on the last 2 months of the season and just go on a 19 game heater and lose more games than you've ever seen in real life or at any time, really. So that is probably going to be what happens at the end of the day, which is hilarious, but also just so annoying, because then it gives us this feeling that we're not going to get a pick, and then we do get a pick, and it's just what just happened? Yeah. Anyways, that has been our dilemma, is actually winning too many games with a team that has no goaltending whatsoever. So yeah, we will keep an eye on that as we continue on here, because we cannot continue to win games like this. Okay, so all the potential comparisons for round 1 are done. We will simulate up to the end of the season. You think it's the defense? You think the defense is winning us? Okay, let's sabotage the defense then too, because I cannot continue to have games won like this. I think that's probably going to be the best combo. Yeah, actually, hold on. Let's view shot blocks here. $90 blocks last year, 45 this year already for Zub. Sean Walker's got 46 blocks. I bet you Chris Tanev's just eating pucks. 59 for Zamula. That's pretty insane. Tanev's got only 35, so not a crazy amount. Vinny's got 42. Zamula's blocking a ridiculous... Yeah, and Darren Radish blocking just a ridiculous amount of shots. Like, I don't understand how. How many goals? I'm missing how many goals. I just can't see it on there. And 6 goals. That would be a pretty good bet, I would say. That sounds like a pretty decent bet to me, honestly. Honestly, Vendetta. Like, that's... Yeah, he's got how many shots right now? 47 shots. And to be fair, he hasn't played a ton of games, but yeah, he... Oh, man. That's insane. How's Tanev only -3? I don't know. I literally cannot explain this to you guys. It's because we've somehow won games 5-2 and 4-3 and like 6-1 against the who do we beat 6-1? The Islanders. Like, how do we beat the Islanders 6-1 with this team? What? Anyways, guys, we'll continue on here. We are currently with the 10th or 11th best odds in the... It's at least 11th, probably 12th best odds in the lottery right now, so very, very slim chance we win anything. We lose Andy Healy to an injury. And, alright, we get Kiefer Sherwood back in the minors. Yeah, that's good. Okay, we'll go like that. Freddie Goudreau's actually looking pretty good down there. Where did you just slot Sherwood in? Like, 4th line, really? Okay. I cannot actually explain this. This just doesn't make sense. How's Levchinov looking? 37 and 46? Okay, that's not bad at all. We will take that. Yeah, he's having a solid year. I'm fairly happy with how Levchinov's doing. Everybody else, though, questionable at best. So... We beat the Islanders with 6 goals again. Oh my god, how bad is the Islanders' defense? Like, actually, they must suck. What is going on? What is going on right now? 27 points or 29 points from Healy's not bad. Tuzolino's only got 20. Yeesh. Okay. Well, as we continue on here, there we go. Nope, that's not the result. Lose some games. Let's go. Come on, this is insane. Like, we literally are 24 and 26 essentially. The new head coach made the first line better. Yes, he did, Vendetta, but that is all good because we've made the rest of the team worse here overall. Apparently, Wade Tuzolino is the answer to all the questions as far as why this team is winning. We put him out of the lineup, and we just immediately lose 6 games. Ooh, Vendetta, he's getting close. He's getting close. I get the feeling that, yeah, he's going to be fine. We are going to put Kuzmenko up on the top line just because then it sabotages the chemistry a little bit more. We should really have named this episode Self-Sabotage. Like really, we should have. There we go. Okay, no. There you go. Yeah. How are we beating the Coyotes? And the... Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, well, at least we only have 57 points now. We're starting to climb down the standings. Starting to... but it's still just... it's not good enough, man. It's not good enough. All right, so for the entire league here, we are now down to 28th. Okay, so we're in the bottom 6 now, which is better. We're not going to catch the Anaheim Ducks. That is as simple as it goes. They simply just have a horrible, horrible record. There's a good chance we could catch teams like Calgary and the Islanders and the Predators if they start winning some games. That's really all we need, is for those bottom teams to win a few more games and for us to lose. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Peace. How are the Kings second last? I don't understand that. It's the LA Kings. Actually, you know what? Even better, let's go look at their roster and their team, because this makes no sense. Like, how on earth does this team that is covered in 80 plus, actually, you know what? It's not actually that great a team, to be fair. They do have Anton Salayev on the back end, but they got him, what, 3rd overall? Yeah, honestly, not... literally the Pierre-Luc Dubois effect. I have not... And he's 79 rated. Oh, Jesus. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. And then that Ducks team that actually looks somewhat decent is in dead last. Like, what? And then there's our team that actually looks, like, good. Yep, peaceful, that is correct. Sorry, Real Divinity saying you just need to tuck your tail and heal, lol. Damn, just kidding, the team is destined for the playoffs. It kind of feels like we're out of the playoffs at this point, I'm pretty sure. Knock on wood, because my god, if we make the playoffs I might cry. But yes, we're just going right through the trade deadline. I'm not worrying about that. And alright, Logan Hensler got traded. Ooh, that's interesting, with Luke Misa. Brett Clark is traded from LA to Arizona in exchange for Lawson Crouse. That might be one of the worst trades I've ever seen. And alright, that was it for big trades, I guess. Obviously, we didn't gain a first round pick. Peaceful says, all that needs to be said is Fanti is my Hart Trophy vote. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I don't even blame you for that. That's kind of where I'm feeling right now. And we've been benching Fanti for the last while, too. Do we have any progress in this team? Like, any progress at all? I'm going to say no. As far as, like, none of our top guys, or none of our top prospects are going, oh my god, Teravainen's a 60. What did we draft him at? He was, like, 51 overall, was he not? Holy crap. Yeah, Kari Teravainen was 51 overall out of the draft. He is now 68 overall. We might not need a center this year. Holy crap. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. Pentakainen's looking pretty good. I'll give him that. Yeah. That is great development. I agree, Peaceful. That is insane. George is up to 69, so not bad. Yarvinen and Delmore have just refused to grow. Same with Misa and Levshinov. You gotta love that. I mean, again, Levshinov shot up a few ratings after last year. Like, he had a pretty solid year, but it wasn't crazy, so I'm surprised he wasn't. I mean, I'm not surprised he wasn't better, but yeah, Teravainen is... Holy moly. I mean, to be fair, he's got more points than games played last year. From last year to this year. But yeah, Kari Teravainen is... Wow. That's all I gotta say is wow. Yeah, he might be one of our biggest draft steals. So, with that all being said, let's continue on here. See if we can continue our ways of... There we go. That's what we like. Yep. Come on, boys. Just keep losing. That's it. That's all we want. Just lose games. Yep. Okay. All right. Yep. Good. Ooh, we're rolling now. We're rolling now. Let's go. Peaceful, I don't think you spelled his name right one time. I think you said Ryan Ranty like 100 times now. It's kind of funny to watch, actually. But yes, Ryan Fanty, yes. Yeah, he's... Sorry, I just had to say something. It was so funny to watch. But, you know what? This Clarkson guy actually looks pretty good. Rudy Clarkson. Could be a sniper on the left wing. We aren't going to get the chance at him, probably, but you never know. And then look at the low elites. Oh my goodness, yes please. This is what we were waiting for. There we go. I think everybody noticed. Everybody just knew who you were talking about too, so nobody really had to say anything. But we got some pretty decent looking players here in the draft. Like I'm pretty impressed with this overall. Obviously, Datsuk looks great, but we can't get him because he's gonna be too late back. Ooh, Sonnenberg at 19 is NHL ready? Like seriously? That's wild. Obviously, Vigo Bjork looks really good. But yeah, this Tikhonov guy is supposedly going to be a steal. He will be a little bit older, but, you know, that is what it is. And, all right, who else we got? We got any top 4 guys? Not really. Yeah, not really a great selection there yet. I mean, give it time. Give it time, right? Like, we're not even at the end of the season yet, but... Oh, no. We don't win games. We don't win games. Come on. There you go. 10-2 loss. That's a little more accurate. Good job. Good job. Oh, Kristanev's out of the lineup. That means we're going to lose even more. All right. And then I think we beat the Islanders all year. We somehow beat the Islanders again. So, yeah, we beat them 4-3. And we beat them 6-4. And we beat them 6-1. The poor New York Islanders are just... Literally, though, if we had extended Fancy, we would have just been, oh, look at that. Oh, we're not quite bottom of the league. The Kings and Flames and Ducks are still below us, but we're close. We got a lot closer with that massive losing streak. We're down to 30th now. Okay, so that's not bad. Not bad. We'll take it. We have every year so far in this Draft to Glory, in the first 2 seasons at least, we have finished 31st spot both years. So are we going to make it 3 in a row? We'll see. We just, you never know what's going to happen. But I would say there is a decent chance of that for sure. So that was definitely the month that we were waiting for. I am going to be spending a lot more time viewing the draft class at this point now, because why wouldn't we be doing that? There's potentially a ton of guys in here. Yeah, there's another one. Wayne Weidman. Like, we're gonna have a good draft this year. I just have that feeling. Well, not just I have that feeling, but based on the amount of prospects we are seeing turn out already in the draft, it's gonna be a good draft. So keep an eye on that. Obviously, you're gonna call it 5 to 7 range. Yeah, I'm hoping we're above 5, but that's probably the correct call there. Real Divinity. Like, it's just. Yeah. All right. So to simulate our final 5 games, we're waiting for the Calgary Flames to catch us. I don't know if that's going to happen, and it might if we continue to lose. But we lost 7-0. Okay, that's pretty solid. Keep going. Come on, boys. We're not even going to put Kristanov back in the lineup. We're just leaving it as is. And we lost again, and we lost again. Okay, 65 points is pretty solid as far as. Literally, LA and Anaheim are the only teams that finish below us. I am genuinely impressed with the lack of effort this team put in at the end of the year. It was great. That was just an absolutely great finish to the season. Let's see if Vendetta's... He has Scooby-Doo syndrome, don't shame. Ryan Ranty. Oh my god, that was a fabulous comment, Vendetta. That's hilarious. Okay, so, well, I mean, he got over 6 goals. That's definitely better than you thought. And, 95 shots. So you were 50-50 on your bet there, Vendetta. Pretty close, but not quite exact. 45 points for Andy Healy is not bad at all for a 21-year-old, especially just getting thrown straight into the NHL out of the USHL. And yeah, 29 for Tuzolino was okay as well. Nothing crazy, but... that was our scoring. Actually, I'm realizing we should probably just look through the rest of the scoring here quickly. So obviously Marchessault was our top scorer, and out of all the forwards, it was okay. It was okay scoring this year, nothing crazy. On the defense was just sad, honestly. But well, actually, no, it wasn't sad. It was way too good for how we should have been. But look at this plus minus. Holy moly. That is for sure some of the craziest plus minus stats I've ever seen. Vendetta goes, I lost $100. Ryan Fanthi played 25 games and had more wins than almost our other two goalies combined. That's just stupidly funny. Jesus. And then for overall scoring in the... Oh my god, William Eklund just went God mode. Put up 113 points. He probably would have lost to Kucherov. How is Toffoli 92 rated? Are you serious right now? That's insane. Who was centering that line? Honestly. Oh, that's why. Okay, Sam Reinhart was centering that line. Okay, that makes more sense. This is a sick Sharks team. Oh my god. What a team. Yeah, jeez. William Eklund just popped off. Also, how about Adam Fox with 100 points as a D-man? That's impressive as well. As far as rookies go, Trevor Connolly just ate the league for breakfast. 71 points. That's crazy. Jace Lyon, who was a 4th overall pick, looks really good. James Haggins had a really solid season too. Healy finishes like 6th in rookie scoring, so not really surprising there. Best goalie this year is Vasilevsky with a 45-win performance. That's crazy. And then defensively, Adam Fox was the best D-man. Makar was only 6 points behind him. So that's pretty impressive from the defense there this year. I'm genuinely surprised with how well those guys did. Your best goal scorer this year is yet again Nikita Kucherov. Bedard was actually quite good this year yet again. He's only 20 and looks fabulous. Yeah, that is it for the NHL scoring this year. I can't believe Toffoli's 92 rated. Like, that's just ridiculous. But I do believe all of our scoring in the minor league here is done too. We go 43, 34, and 5. Actually a pretty decent record. Overall in the league, we finished out of a playoff spot, 17th again, but actually ahead of other playoff teams. So go figure. That's just how it tends to go usually. There's your standings for each team. Not bad, actually. Yeah, very interesting Pacific Division this year, and then we end up somehow just out of a playoff spot in the North. I don't understand how. When the North, like, look at how stacked the North was. This is crazy. I got nothing. Yeah, Bedard is fine with playing in the big leagues peaceful. I mean, it took him the first season he wasn't in there, and then the second season he won the Calder. So, and here's our team scoring this year, 60 points. How about that for Artyom Levchnov? We're gonna look at the forwards first, but not great scoring there from Marko Järvinen. I was really hoping for a better year from him, and that just didn't really happen. Yeah, he had a better year last year, so I'm pretty actually disappointed with Marko Järvinen. I really thought he was going to be better. As far as our defense goes, Artyom Levchnov was just amazing, 60 points in 82 games. Not really much more you can ask for from that. And then Alex Lyon had 37 wins, which somehow still wasn't good enough to get us into the playoffs. Don't ask me how, but that's how it goes. And then, yeah, for the entire league here, James Malatesta had 92 points. That's crazy. Ivan Demidov was dominant with 90. Cole Yzerman, again, another fabulous pick, had 88. Anton Frondel, who went one pick after us, is on the San Jose Sharks as well. That is going to be scary. He had 88 points, scored 43 goals. And your top scorer there this year was Cole Yzerman with 50 goals. Corey Perry gets himself into that AHL conversation. That's crazy. Who had the most assists? Ivan Demidov. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Ooh, plus minus. Well, Derek Forbert had the best plus minus. Best rookie this year was indeed Frondell. Best goalie was Grubauer. Jacob Fowler, a close second there as well, actually, if you look at that. He's 80 overall on Cleveland now for some reason. And then best defenseman was Cal Foote, but Levshunov was right there. Like, he was right there, and he had 12 goals as well, which is crazy. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed overall with how that season went. I think it turned out quite nicely. I'm happy with it, at least, and yeah, we just gotta keep simulating ahead here now at this point, because we'll wrap up this episode pretty quickly once we get a little bit further ahead on the calendar and get up to our next scouting date. But yeah, we'll see how the playoffs go as well. Obviously, we're not gonna focus too much on them, but I believe we just failed yet another goal, which is not surprising. And all right, we're on to the second round now. You can see which teams kind of got in there. Let's act like Cal Foote isn't there. I wish. I mean, Levshunov had a great year in the AHL. I'm very impressed with him. And all right, let's view the draft class here just before we finish off this round of scouting, because we're pretty much at the end of it. But you know, there are players to pick. There are definitely players to choose from this year, which is nice because in previous years there haven't been a ton of them. This is actually looking like a very, very good draft class. Enroth somehow is an elite player. That's crazy. Antropov, we're still waiting on a scouting report from him. Ooh, Obergauer. Obergauer could be a good second-round pick. Ooh, but there's also Caden Sanchez. So, like, there's options here, that's for sure. We're not picking low sixes, not in the second round. That just makes no sense. Who else we got? Coe's in here looking pretty solid. We might get Lane Janes. That's such a great name. Lane Janes. Ooh, there's another guy here. Cody Sweat. That's an awesome name. We would pick him over Chantanel just based on the age difference there. Anybody else in this 100+ range? Tikhonov, obviously. Yeah, we knew he was there already. Anybody else? Maybe. Maybe not. Not looking super promising past that like 150 range or so. Estrada did not turn out to be good. That is unfortunate. And a whole lot of bottom six in the back end, which kind of makes sense. Vikingstad looks okay. He would probably be a guy we take that late. Same with Jesper Arvidsson, even though he's 19, but you got to make something out of the late round picks. And yeah, at 238, we're probably past anything that we really need to see. I think I am going to scout Asher Greentree again, even though he's probably going to be a fringe starter at best. You never know. Delorier we'll keep an eye on. Anybody else? Anybody else? Doesn't look like it. Alright, so we're down in the 300s range now. We're not going to see anything better than that, really, so. Alright, looks like a somewhat solid draft, though, just based on the amount of players that we could potentially draft. And it's mainly the low elites here more than anything else. Vandenbush, we will keep an eye on as well. And yeah, as far as top 4, top 6 guys go, there's just not a whole lot of them, really, so that is what it is. But, yeah, we should get a couple decent players coming up here. So, we're up to the 15th. Thank you for coming and watching the stream, Peaceful. I really appreciate all of your comments and chat contribution. It makes the stream go by so much faster, and I really appreciate it. So yeah, you have a great rest of your day as well. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you back in here. We're going to be going for a little while still here, guys. Oh, that was a voice crack and a half. While. Yeah, that was such a voice crack. My goodness. So anyways, where were we with the scouting here? Gotta keep the coffee going. But as we roll through our last round of scouting here, we don't need to scout everybody if anybody, really. There's only a few players that actually need to be scouted. So this guy is one of them, Boris Anisimov. We will scout him for sure. Tikhanov's already scouted, but we will scout Kulikov as well. Anybody else? Oh, yes, right. Everybody. Need the goalie over the D-man? I don't know about that. Like, yes and no, Real Divinity. Like, you're right, we do need an elite goalie. But if Obergauer's there too, I think Obergauer's going to probably develop better. I'm not certain, obviously, on that. But, okay, we'll get those scouting reports done. That'll be it for Russia. I thought I went over one, I guess not. Okay, for Liga. Yeah, we'll go look at it again here right away. But yeah, we do need to get that sorted out, obviously. Okay, so yeah, Sanchez is ranked at 52. And then we'll have to wait and see where Obergauer is because he was the other guy. Lane James, we've got scouted too. He looks good. Same with Chantanel. Definitely scout Huutonen and Matti Antila and Alright, we'll just get all of those ones done. That's actually pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with where that ended up. And okay, let's continue on here just a little bit further. All right. So yeah, Obergauer is currently ranked at 42nd. Yeah, that's going to be a tough call. I think you are right as far as we need to go with Sanchez over the other guy. But at the same time, that just sucks because you want to get both of those guys, obviously, and we're not going to be able to get both of them. Yeah, You are correct. We do need the goalie over the D-man. That is the big thing there. So, but yeah, as good as Obergauer looks, and he is a right D. Well, he's a right D, but he's left-handed, which is very strange. So, something to keep an eye on there. Let's go Kalle Pettersson and a few of these other guys. That should be good. Are you saying go with Obergauer, Real Divinity? Because I don't know if I entirely am on board with that over the goalie because we just don't have an elite goalie still. That is the thing. Like, Obergauer could slot into a second role right D position, but at the same time, I just don't know if that's what we're actually going to do here. We're definitely going to be drafting Cody Sweat because that's such a great name. We don't know yet, Vendetta. I wish we knew as far as what pick we're going to get. We won't know until we actually get to the draft lottery. which you guys will see in a few minutes here when I'm like, we kind of do like a split to start the next episode. But yeah, as of right now, we have no clue exactly where our pick's going to land. That is part of the suspense of this series. Hello, Noel Millman. That could be a pick and a half. I didn't even realize that he was that good. So there's our right D right there. I know he's 20, but he's got that elite potential still. He could be in the league by the time he's 23. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on Noel Millman for sure, because he actually looks legitimate. All right, and then apart from that, who else do we have to scout in here? Van den Busch looks okay. We will actually scout Van den Busch with the next round. This is why we have 3 USA scouts, is because you never know when these guys are actually going to pop up. All right, so that's all we're going to do. Yeah, no, we're not there yet. We're still doing another round of scouting. That is all good, Vendetta. I totally get that not everybody sits through all of the stream, because it takes so long. Ooh, Wayne Weidman looks good too. Okay, so there's another potential. I think we pinned him. I might be wrong, but there's another guy that we could probably get a pick on. We'll have to wait and see. But, I'll scout Busenius, Grattan for sure. Same with Goligoski. And then, yeah, McKenzie onward is fine. All right, and we will get Delorier scouted. We will get pretty much nobody else scouted, because nobody else seems to have enough potential to really scout. That's unfortunate, but that is also the Q. So, yeah, the QMJHL has just not been very good here for us, at least. We have 4 more guys scouted there. And then, yeah, we're on to the O, where we should have all the top guys scouted. I don't see why we wouldn't. And then everybody after that is kind of just garbage. All right. That is very unfortunate. Oh well. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, it's yikes and it's not yikes, because like there are more than enough picks to make this year. It's really more so just a matter of there's so many players that we're just wasting scouts on right now, because there is no potential there. This will change after this upcoming year, because obviously this is this draft year is Gavin McKenna's year, and after that there's like maybe 1 or 2 players that are actually in the game that are like legitimate prospects. After that, everybody else is just going to be computer generated, which is totally good with me, because computer generated means we actually end up with some draft steals and things like that, which just doesn't happen a lot of the time in here. So all right, in 268. All right, so we are done our final round of scouting, and now we just get to simulate right up to the draft date and obviously see where everybody else lands for the playoffs and awards and all of those things. So we'll simulate up to the end of May. That's not going to really do a whole lot, apart from we are going to see the Rangers and the Hartford Wolfpack. Wow, so both New York related teams there will be winning the respective awards. That is very impressive, actually. So Wow, yeah, that is genuinely impressive because I was not expecting. Well, you never expect one team's AHL and NHL groups to win it all, and they both did. So yeah, that is genuinely impressive. So this year in the playoffs, here's your tree. The Rangers go through the Leafs, Hurricanes, Buffalo Sabres, and then finally the Chicago Blackhawks, who made it all the way to the Cup final. And in the AHL, the Wolfpack go through the Checkers, Phantoms, Senators, and then, of course, the Moose to get through to the finals there. Might not have been able to see one of these behind my face cam. Oh no, it's all good. Yeah, you can see all of those. So, all right, that's it for awards there. As far as awards in the AHL go, we are going to see at least individual. We're going to see Malatesta win the Sullenberger, obviously. Yzerman with the Cunningham. Yzerman also gets the Willie Marsh. Anton Frundell gets the Garrett. The Shore goes to Cal Foote. That's a little bit of a steal for Foote, but he was the leading scorer. Grubauer wins the Baz. Othman wins the Butterfield. Demidov wins the Hunt. Crevier wins the Dupre. Ilya Fedotov, I believe, wins the Hapholms. And then, yeah, that was it for those awards. As far as individual awards in the NHL go, William Eklund gets the Art Ross and the Hart. Cale Makar wins back-to-back Norrises. That is an absolute steal over Adam Fox. That's crazy. Adam Fox wins the Lady Byng, though. Trevor Connolly gets the Calder this year. Adam Fox wins the Conn Smythe. Andrei Vasilevsky wins the Vezina and the Jennings. And then Matthias Samuelsson, I believe it's Matthias Samuelsson, wins the Masterton. Sigalet, or Sigalet, however you say his name, wins the Jack Adams there for Philadelphia. Robert Thomas wins the Selke. Eklund wins the Lindsay. And then, of course, Kucherov won another Rocket. So that is your awards for this year. I think that went pretty well overall. And Real Divinity, you're saying pick 6. That's where we're going to end up. You think so? Pick 6 this year? I am really hoping we move up in the lottery. I mean, if we're picking at number 6, I think Belchet's is kind of the no-brainer option here. Because, yes, Hermanson's there too, and he looks good, but like Belchet's just looks unstoppable, honestly, as a power forward. So he would probably be the pick over any of these other guys. Although, Rudy Clarkson could be a pretty solid right-side winger for us as well. So things to keep in mind if we do end up falling in the draft. We'll see what happens here. But yeah, as far as the rest of the potential in this draft goes, there was only one other guy that popped up here. Millman looks really good. So we'll probably take Sanchez and then Millman. Millman for the reason that he fills in that right D spot that Obergauer would have taken, but Obergauer isn't going to actually be available there. More than likely, that was the wrong button. Now I get to redo all of that. Okay. Let's try this again. It's not what I wanted. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, so we'll get Sundqvist scouted. And then, yeah, apart from that, that's pretty much it for the options. We got Weidman in here. We got Janes in here. We'll see what happens. Like, Janes will probably just miss out on. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one this year at the draft, but I think we'll manage to get it to work somehow. One way or another, we'll manage to get some decent players out of this draft. Green Tree, I have no idea how good or bad he's going to be yet. And then Kabanov might be a pick, probably won't be, but you never know. Yeah, okay. That's the draft class as of right now. So let's continue on here. See where the lottery actually... Well, we're going to get to the lottery here in just a moment, but we definitely have a little bit more scouting to get through first. So the lottery's there. Or sorry. What are we looking at? Interviews is there, retirement's there, so we'll go up to the 18th, cut it there, and then we will simulate ahead to start the next episode. So, interesting season. That's where we're going to wrap up the edited version, so thank you guys all for watching. For those of you who are watching the edited version, for those of you still in the live stream, we will continue on in just a moment here, but that is it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, please feel free to go down below, drop a like, subscribe, and hit notifications. And, of course, leave comments in the comment box as well, or check out my community tab for when live streams are going to be happening. But that is it for me. This is Etienne signing out, and until next time. Okay, and we are back, of course, guys. I just have to do that for the editing cut and everything, and we'll do the intro here just pretty much right away. What we'll do, I think, is we'll... How do we want to do this? I'm thinking we want to just... Yeah, you know what? We can just continue right on unless you guys feel like we need to take a break or something. Welcome to the draft. Pretty much. Like, do the full-on, like, TNT broadcast intro kind of thing. Yeah, okay. So let's do the actual intro here. So we'll go 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Daniels here. Welcome to what is still livestream 4, but going to be episode number 8, I believe, of this NHL 24 Draft to Glory franchise mode with the Newfoundland Growlers. If you missed any of the episodes or want to watch these videos live, then go check out my channel playlist tabs. But today we are getting into the 2026 NHL Draft Lottery and then, of course, the actual draft. And we're going to see if the Newfoundland Growlers manage to luck out this year after finishing 31st place for the third season in a row, and if we're actually going to win a draft lottery or not. I mean, obviously we won the first one, but since then we haven't had any luck. And to be fair, there hasn't been any franchise players in the draft up until this year. This year we're looking at Gavin McKenna as the number 1 pick, and he would be absolutely amazing to get on our team. Although there are other very solid looking players available here in the draft. We'll have to see what happens. Joe Ginley even looks like a gem. That's crazy. Okay, so it's going to be a good draft coming up, but literally vendetta. Hello, YouTube. We will be getting players who actually shoot the puck today. That is the goal, because then we're going to have 100 assists like Vasilyev within a season or two. But let's continue on here. And without further ado, are we going to win a draft lottery? Here we go. We got the controller, and we will not. We will slide from 3 to 4. The LA Kings are going to land Gavin McKenna. Sad. And then the Dallas Stars from 9 to 2. Oh, that just stings, man. That just stings. I mean, we're picking 4th, which is slightly better than the previous 2 seasons. But man, oh man, LA winning Gavin McKenna is just gross. That is not what we wanted to see, that's for sure. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay. Well, you win some, you lose more, I think is an appropriate saying right now, because we are definitely losing more often than not. Had we had the number 2 pick, so had we been, 3, 4, 5 points further back, somewhere in that range, we would have had Gavin McKenna. We would have been that close, but instead we slide down because of the Dallas Stars, so... Yeah, ouch, that one really hurts, and there's literally nothing else we can do about it, because we cannot trade, we cannot do anything like that. So who are we drafting, guys? Because I don't know who we're going to take, to be completely honest. Well, Adam Nemec looks really good as far as he would be a good player to have on this team for future play, or for future... What's the word I'm looking for? For future abilities and what he's going to be able to do. He doesn't seem to shoot the puck very well, even though he has A+ shooting. Whereas Mikey Bearchild looks probably a little bit better as far as a shooter goes, and then there's Ethan Belchetz, who looks like a much better shooter as far as 15.5%, whereas Bearchild's 15.1. So, like, I really do get the feeling Ethan Belchetz is probably going to be our pick. Although Rudy Clarkson had 42 goals, 14.7% shooting, so yeah, I do think Belchetz is probably going to be the pick, but what do you guys think? I would love to know what you guys think in the comments as far as who should we take. I really don't know who we should take. I think we'll leave a little tab here in just a moment, but first off, we're going to look at the draft, or the retiree class. We're going to see Eric Stahl, Brett Burns, Blake Wheeler, David Perron, Corey Perry, Jeff Carter, all of those guys call it quits. So a pretty big retiree class this year. If we continue on going down, there's some good players in there. Then Marc-Andre Fleury calls it quits for the goalies this year. Yaroslav Halak and James Reimer also had fabulous careers, so that is your retiree class this year. Looks really good. I'm going to put a poll in the chat here in just a moment, guys. Burns is going to become a coach, same with Reimer as a scout. And then, do we lose anybody to coach retirement? We do not. Perfect, don't have to worry about that. And we're just going to continue going right up to the draft here pretty much. So we will close off a whole bunch of these potential trade options. Oh my god, Lev Shinov hit low franchise. Come on, what is this? Does that mean he's not going to grow now, or does that mean he is going to grow? What? Like, what? Scoring bangers, saying, hey, just started watching the channel, saying, drop in great videos. Welcome bangers, good to see you in there. Cam saying, Belchets, go for him. I can't believe Lev Shinov just popped to a low potential, or low franchise player. That is crazy. I was not ready for that. Tara Vinen's up to a 71 after his draft plus 1 year. He didn't have a great year, but he was also playing in Liga, which is crazy. He was 51 out of the draft, like 51 overall out of the draft. And Real Divinity saying Lev Shinov's gonna grow. I'm hoping so, because he looks insane. Does Clarkson? Who's Clarkson? You're talking about the winger. He's got like 1 or 2, I believe, but nothing insane. Our goalies are looking a little pathetic right now, so we definitely need a goalie this year. But yeah, we got the 4th overall pick this year instead of the 5th, which we landed 2 years in a row because we are in year 4 now. But yeah, we're gonna get into the draft in just a second. I'm just gonna type out a little chat for you guys here. And I thought I saw a Nigel. I guess not. I thought I heard a Nigel. Sorry, that is my cat for any of you who don't know. Okay, so we're gonna start a poll here. Come here, Nigel. There he is, Mr. Nigel. Okay, who do we draft? Darft. Pick number 4, 2026. Is it 2026? Yeah, 2026. Okay. Ethan Belchets. Mikey Bearchild, or who is the other guy? Clarkson, I believe his name is. Rudy Clarkson. Because, yeah, there are these other players that are probably better. Nigel, what's going on? You want to be part of the video? Come here. Yeah, cause it's either Belchets or, like, Clarkson has close quarters, which isn't bad, but yeah, we got 3 options here, so I'll run this poll for a bit. And yeah, you guys can pick and choose. You're saying, Vendetta's saying, if Belchets has high physicality and low senses, I'd be worried. That's a great question. Let's go look. Belchets currently has, yeah, he's got a B rating on senses, which isn't horrible. Nigel will choose. You know what? He might, honestly. But what do you say, Nigel? Who are we drafting? Come here. Come here, buddy. Let me pick you up. Come here. Okay, Nigel. Who are we drafting? Who are we drafting? He doesn't care. He's just happy. He's just happy we got the 4th overall pick this year. High penalty minutes. You're saying high penalty minute player for sure? You think so? Really? Because, I mean, we had one of our other consistent viewers on here, Vendetta. I think his name is Ben Parker. Ben was like, I drafted Belchets, and Belchets is loaded on X Factors. So, Ben Parker was like, hi, Nigel. Ben Parker was like, I drafted Belchets wherever, and he just put up like a 130-point season within like 1 year of being drafted. So that's why I'm interested on Belchets. How about, I think are you saying Belchets or Bearchild? That's the problem, is you got 2 players with very similar names here. I think these X Factors are very similar to Oh my goodness. Can you guys hear Nigel? He is so happy right now. But yeah, I think with Bearchild, we already have a guy in Vasilyev who's very similar. Yeah, he's just purring away. Anyways, sorry to take away from the video a little bit there, guys, but yeah, I just got a tail in the face. Anyways, yeah, that's the thing. Is Bearchild, it's not that he doesn't have great X factors. He has some great X factors. It's just that the X factors are so similar to Oleg Vasilyev already, and then we have Michael Misa, who's another playmaker, that we just don't really need Bearchild. I think that's kind of what it comes down to. But how's the vote looking? 67% of you are saying Ethan Belchetz, and that's 9 votes too. Rudy Clarkson is another option, but just not really quite as good a player as Belchetz. And with Belchetz, we just completely ignore his position, throw him over onto the right wing to get him as an inside hand shot power forward. Are you going out? Yeah, he is. Okay. Nigel, what are you doing? Are you going out of the room or not? Yeah? Okay. What a cat. Anyways, yeah, I really do think Belchetz is the pick. That's what you guys seem to think as well. But after that, we got to kind of figure out where the rest of our picks are going to land here, because we are going to be picking off the board by a bit, but it is going to be worth it at the end of the day too. So, yeah. All right, let's just back out here. So yeah, he's power forward, he's huge, and fits the needs too. Vasilyev is a small top player. Yeah, exactly. So that's what we're doing. We're going with Belchetz this year. That just makes the most sense. So let's start the draft. We're picking at number 4, so we'll see where these other players kind of fall into place ahead of time. But yeah, it's gonna be Dallas wants to trade that pick, and that just hurts me, because it's like, I wish we had that pick at number 2, because Ryan Rubrick would be the undoubtable number 2 choice in this draft. But yeah, we've got some decent pick positions here with 36, 69, 102, 135, and 168. And then, of course, 201. 201 is probably going to be a bad pick, but the rest of these picks could be pretty decent. So now that we know exactly where we're picking, let's just go look at the draft class again, see how we can kind of slot our players together in here. I really do think as good as Sean Tunnell looks, we need to take Weidman preferably, but at 102, that's going to be really tight for if we're going to be able to draft him or not. Millman will probably take at pick 69, which I think is probably accurate. And yeah, for a right D, 2AD, he's a little small at 5'10", but it's not too often you get to draft an elite D with a 3rd round pick, so. So yeah, he'll be our 3rd round pick. We'll probably, actually, you know what? We'll probably get Cody Sweat, actually, with the 102nd pick. Oh man, we're gonna be like just off on all of these picks. We're genuinely gonna have a really tough time getting a lot of good players, and it's gonna hurt to watch. Obviously, Belchetz is gonna be the big name that we get here, but yeah, this is gonna be a tough draft to watch, guys, because we are gonna just miss out on a whole bunch of players. Like, we have so many good guys in here that we could take, but we're only gonna get a handful of them. Because, yeah, we won't get Weidman, we won't get Tunnell, we won't get Janes. We might just barely get Cody Sweat. And then we won't get Tikhonov more than likely because we're going to be like 5 picks off, even though like we're right at 135 here, which is the previous scout ranking. So we won't get Tikhonov either. We won't get Ko. We will get Sanchez. Like Caden Sanchez will be our second round pick. Holy moly, Gavin McKenna had popped off 84 overall. That is crazy. He would have been just an amazing player to have. He only has 1 X Factor though. That's interesting. So yeah, wow. He looks really good. My God. But yeah, left winger out of the dub that was a dummy good pick. Holy. All right. Let's not auto draft. I hit that button so often. I swear to God. Anyways, where are we going here? Lane James I have to get if I can. Yeah, I want to get him, but the only thing is that I just don't think we're going to be able to because of where he's at. Simply because he's 19. He's a 19-year-old lefty. And at pick 100, we're at pick 102. And I'm not going to prioritize Lane James over Millman. Yeah, Vendetta, like, Gavin McKenna will definitely develop X Factors over the years. We don't see LA all that often, so that's going to be a little harder to keep track of. But Caden Sanchez is probably going to be our guy here for the second round pick, at least. And he's a Liga goalie. He's a butterfly goalie, too, which is interesting for a 6-foot-tall goalie. But yeah, our last 3 picks, so like 135... And then, what are the other picks? Well, first things first, let's see if any other low elite guys actually showed up or not. Or if medium elites or whatever. Voinov might be okay. We'll take a risk on him, probably. With, pick 135, I think. Even if he doesn't turn out, then, whatever it is, what it is. He's a later round pick. 6'1", 194, 19. He looks okay, but nothing crazy. Ooh, or Novoseltsev. Novoseltsev might be better. I'm trying to plan out all of these picks, and it's a little tricky when there's this many players to try and choose from and sift through. Yeah, there's only like a few medium top 4 guys in this draft as well, which is crazy to me, but that is what it is. Any late numbers in here? Not really for top 9s either. I wouldn't even mind drafting top 9s over low 6s, but we'll see what Dallas does here, because I have seen in previous drafts where Ryan Rubrick has this tendency to not go number 2. Okay, he did go number 2. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping that he might fall, but he definitely does not. And the Dallas Stars get awarded an absolutely fabulous sniper there. My goodness. But yeah, he's a player for sure. He's gonna be a player. Like, what was his shooting percentage? 15.6. Yeah, he's going to be sick. So, Anaheim has the 3rd pick. Obviously, they're not going to take anybody that we're, like, fully set on here. But I think Belchets has to be the pick coming up here. I mean, as much as we could go with Nemec as well, it's, again, just too similar of a player to what we already have. So, this draft is just going to frustrate the absolute heck out of me. So, we'll simulate on here. They do take Ulf Karlsson 3rd overall. It's actually a very nice looking player, especially with the size he's got. He doesn't have any X Factors, which is a little bit concerning if I was the Ducks, but we'll end the vote now in the chat because I do realize I've left it running for this long. And yeah, we got 12 votes on it. 58% of you said Ethan Belchets, so that is going to be the pick. Not really any concern there as to how well he's going to fit with our team. These 3 playmakers ahead of him just don't really make sense. And while we could go with Tij Ginla too, he's a little bit smaller versus Belchet's is 6'5", 240. So we're going to go with Ethan Belchet's. And he's 80 overall, but yeah, his X factors are really... He's got lock it down and stick him up, so his defense is supposedly quite good too. His senses are a little bit concerning at a 3 out of 5 there, and so is his skating, but I think we will be fine with who we got there, especially when you consider the size of the player. He's already a fourth liner, so he's going to be good. Yeah, and yeah, he looks very nice. So yeah, an 80 overall with the 4th overall pick. We cannot complain about that in the slightest. Was he in the O? Yeah, he was. He was an OHL player, yeah. Sorry, guys, I'm just figuring out what we're doing with the other stats in this draft here, so making sure I track the player's handedness and nationality and all that stuff, so. All right, we'll simulate over to pick 36 here, see how good the rest of the first round was. I'm going to cry when I see how good the rest of the first round was, because it, yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of good players, and then, okay, we made the right pick. I was like, if Clarkson's like 82 overall, I'm going to be so upset. Ooh, Sokolov was actually very nice. Holy, 80 rated center there. That would have been, probably would have been a slightly better option for us, but you know what? It is what it is. You can't win them all. Where was that other elite guy? There he is, Enroth, yeah. So the Oilers get Enroth. Ugh. Oh, that is not the pick we wanted to see necessarily, but, you know, it is what it is. And then with this next pick at 36, while we probably could go with Obergauer, he is 6'5" as a defenseman. I think we just have to simply go with the elite goalie on the board, which he seems to look like the only one that's actually there. So yeah, Caden Sanchez will be our pick here with the second round 36th overall pick, and he is 47 rated. So not a super spectacular pick, but has the potential there to become a much better player. So we will wait and see on that one. Adam Nemec went 5th to the Calgary Flames. I did not track that. Wing out of the... He's extra Liga? Yeah, he was. Okay. All right. So our first round pick was great. Our second round pick was probably not great. We'll see how good Obergauer turns out to be here, like right now. He's probably only going to fall another like 5-ish picks or so off the board. Ooh, Novotny is actually a very nice player too. Didn't realize he was that good. Okay, so yeah, Obergauer is 63 rated. So nothing insane there, but not a bad pick by any means either. And all right, it does look like Millman's still on the board, which is perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. I know he is 20 with a 5-year ETA, but we're still taking him because we've had some pretty exponential growth with D-men here recently. And he's 57 rated, so that's not a horrible potential. We've definitely had worse potentials in the past. But, yeah. Braden Cream was saying, what a pick, big stud there for Ethan Belchet's. He is a big forward, so that's going to be nice. But we'll simulate over to pick 102. We'll probably see, yeah, Weidman and Janes. We didn't even get a chance at Lane Janes. He's just off the board there. And anybody else that was low elite here? Doesn't look like it. Beautiful. All right. Yeah, okay. So that's not bad at all. We got pretty solid potential picks so far. And then with the next one here, between Tunnell and Sweat, we're taking Cody Sweat because he is 2 years younger and a bigger, meaner looking player that's going to fill out a bottom 6 spot extremely nicely. And he's 49 overall, so not a crazy potential or crazy rating, but really solid potential, has that size to become much better. And yeah, pretty much half-star ratings on everything except for shooting. Once his shooting starts to get rolling, then we will see what kind of a player he really turns into. And all right, I get the feeling Voinov went right at the, or not Voinov, but Tikhonov. Yeah, Tikhonov went there at 128, so just before the end of the second round. So we don't even get a chance at him either. This is what I was talking about for it's going to frustrate the absolute heck out of me. Tunnell was 51 rated, so I think we made the right pick with Sweat there. All right, with this next pick, we are going to go off the board a little ways, and we are going to take Alexei Voinov. He is 19, but I'm really hoping he is a low elite playmaker, because otherwise we probably would have taken either Kabanov or who's the first guy there? Turnbull. We probably would have taken one of those if he's a low 6, but, you know, we won't know until we pick him, obviously, right? So Alexei Voinov is indeed a low 6. Shoot. Okay. Well, that's too bad. I was really hoping that he would be a low elite, because low elites are much, much, much better potential than low top 6s, but you win some, you lose some, obviously, right? So over to 168. Viking stats now off the board, too. That was another guy we were probably going to draft. Turnbull was 47 rated, but, you know, not actually a horrible pick there by any means. After that, Lowe and Kabanov were okay. It's just not a lot of great quality later on in the draft. So, you know, that is what it is. We get four elite players in Belchet, Sanchez, Millman, and Sweat. And then after that, we're just kind of rolling the dice on all these other players as to how good or bad they're actually going to be. I have no idea if Huhtanen's going to be good, so I think we're going to go... Yeah, we'll probably go with Arvidsson here instead. Because after that, there's just nobody, really. Like, you look at the low elites and players available that are still in the draft, and they don't look that great. Goligoski actually looks okay. Okay, guys, who should we draft with these last few picks? I don't think we're going to go with Delorier, just because he's probably not going to be good, but, like, out of these guys, like, we could go with Kearns and Vandenbush for the last 2 picks. I think I want to go with Kearns, even if he's our very last pick. But, yeah, who else could we possibly go with? Because we can take Arvidsson here. I wouldn't be happy with Arvidsson, but, like, he's probably going to have better potential than Mikko Huhtanen. Yeah, like, I'm just stuck on who we pick here, really. I don't know who we want to take, so if you guys want to give me any suggestions, go for it, because this has been a bit of a meh end to the draft again, which, you know, I was kind of expecting, but... We're rolling here. We had 19 viewers at one point. That's crazy. Awesome. All right, what's the chat saying here? Nothing yet. That is okay. I am just waiting for you guys here. I mean, we are going to call a timeout, I think. Because really, at the end of the day, I'm going to pick whoever you guys want me to. And... yeah, it's been not a rough go here on this draft. We've actually, look at the players we've gotten so far. The Bush, okay, so you want Vandenbush, okay, I'm down for that. The big Bush, and he's 5'9". That's the funny part, is that he's just tiny. Your volume's low, Braden. I'm just asking, which players should we draft here with these last 2 picks? We've got 168 and 202. And the potential looks pretty garbage here, if I'm being completely honest. We could get another fringe goalie, which we don't need. I'm thinking we want to go with Wes Kearns, probably, but, like, who do you guys think we should take? Do you think we go with the D-man? Do you think we go with, like, Delorier as another potential goalie? Do you think we go with... Do you think Arvidsson? Okay, so we can do Arvidsson and then Vandenbush. No guarantees that any... I mean, guarantee that Arvidsson's going to be... a guaranteed low 6. Yeah, exactly. With Kearns, we really don't know. But he's just going to be... yeah, exactly. It's not great potential, but it is a smart pick. Yeah, okay. All right, let's do it. Let's go with Jesper Arvidsson. Oh, not unpinned from the watch list. Why are you not letting me make the pick? There we go. All right, so yeah, we will go with Arvidsson, and then we'll go with Vandenbush for the last one. Stick with the viewers' votes, and you know what? 58 overall, that's actually not that bad. I'm pretty happy with that. That was much better than I initially was expecting or intended for Jesper Arvidsson to be as far as his rating. So yeah, we will take it, and out of the SHL center and right winger. Oh, sorry, he's Liga, not SHL. two-way forward, no less. But yeah, we'll take that overall. I'm okay with that. And you never know. I have every once in a while you'll see a player with low potential like that actually develop. There's a low chance that, yeah, Jesper Arvidsson could be an NHL player. We'll have to wait and see, obviously. But you never know, right? You never know. On to the other picks here that we missed. We didn't miss much, that's for sure. It could be an NHL player. Yeah, I'm. You're getting me hopeful now. And I don't know why I'm listening, but I am. All right. Chad Van Den Busch is going to be the last pick of the draft. Another right D, but that is okay. He is a year younger than Wes Kearns, so we will wait on that. Or not wait on that. We will just skip right over that. Quite the name, Van Den Busch. Especially if he turns out to actually have potential, then yeah, he will be in for quite a ride there. But he's a right D. He's absolutely tiny, big Busch, and he is 19. So those are the stats there. And all right, for the final pick, yeah, we will go Chad Van Den Busch. Even though I personally, if I just had to choose, I would take Kearns, but I will listen to the chat here without a doubt. Since he's had 0 stats in the first season. Is that... Did Van Den Busch have... Oh, no, Van Den Busch did have stats. Lugoski had stats. Who else? We'll see. And Delorier didn't have stats, so that is all good. All right, so we will go with Chad Van Den Busch here. And how good or bad is he? He's a low 7th, so that's actually not completely horrendous potential. But yeah, we'll take it. I mean, low 7th isn't the worst. This has actually been a pretty solid draft overall. Is he a two-way? No, he's offensive. Okay. But yeah, it honestly hasn't been that horrible of a draft. I've been pretty okay with every single player we've gotten today. And yeah, I'm not complaining at all. So, all right, Sanchez was a Norwegian goalie, wasn't he? I'm just filling out all of our players' like handedness and stuff now. So left-handed Norwegian. Millman was a right-handed USA man. Sweat was a left-handed. I believe Sweat was Sweat Norwegian as well, or am I imagining things? I believe he was Norwegian too. Voinov was a Russian. Arvidsson was... I think Arvidsson was right-handed, was he not? He was left-handed, okay, but definitely a Swede. And then, of course, Van Den Busch being a right-handed USA D-man again. Not bad. Not bad. I'm pretty happy with that draft. We get 3 low elites and... Or, sorry, 3 medium elites and a low elite. And that's about as good as we can ask for this overall kind of stream and rating and players that we were actually able to draft. We'll just sim through these last picks here to see who else was available. Jakobsen was okay. Not a whole lot, though, that's for sure. Like, there's a lot of just kind of blah picks here at the end. Any steal's going to show up. I always love to see when there's a steal that we just completely didn't scout. And it's like, I should have taken him. There's another Eklund in the... At least getting drafted to the NHL now. Hold on, is that Victor Eklund? It is, but you know what? Hold on, is that Allsvenskan? That might be, like, actually Victor Eklund. Like, I'm going to have to keep an eye on that as far as is Victor Eklund. Oh, Wisniewski was a decent fringe starter. That's probably the best potential out of the entire 7th round so far, but that might be the real Victor Eklund unless it's spelled with a K and I'm just confused. That might be the real Victor Eklund. You never know. What a comment there. What a comment from Vendetta going from elite to 7th. The bush was trimmed. The bush. Van Den Busch. I like to say bush because it's 2 S's. But yeah, that's the draft. Pretty solid year this year. I'm actually quite happy with the players we got. I like the double Zeds on the first 2 picks, Belchets and Sanchez. Just great names. And yeah, overall, it was a pretty awesome draft, in my opinion. I genuinely enjoyed how all of those picks went, how many good players ended up on different teams. Like Boston getting Sokolov at 14 is such a Boston thing. Joe Iginla goes to the Calgary. Passed on Joe Iginla. Hey, that is a little disappointing, honestly. But yeah, this third round, was it the third round? No, it was the fourth round where we just like 3 low elites to start the round is just crazy. 4 out of the first 5 picks were low elites. It's just amazing. It's just an amazing draft. And yeah, Tikhonov at 29th there in the fourth round was really good. Voinov was a little bit underwhelming as a pick, but then we made it up with Arvidsson being a really good pick, and then yeah, ended off with a 7th rounder that Vandenbush. You missed Belchet's stats. They were like 47 goals, 83 assists or something like that. Like they were really good. If you're talking about his overall ratings for like his senses and skatings were the lowest at 3 stars, which isn't even that bad. Everything else was higher than 3 stars, and he was 80 overall. So yeah, very solid player. You'll get to look at him here in just a second, Vendetta. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how that went overall this year for all of our players and everything. So Healy is up to an 86, and he now has quick pick, so that is an interesting X factor. Looks like Marchessault's really started to drop off here, which we kind of expected. Tuzolino got very minimal growth. He's just up to an 82 there. Versus Levshinov actually had quite a good year, somehow hit low franchise potential. Don't ask me how, but he did. And then as far as our goalies go, like Svitov and Beret were really good. I was hoping Sanchez would be better, but we'll have to wait and see if he grows. Millman, Stamkos, those guys are getting some decent growth. We do have a lot of right D-men right now that I'm looking at it. We got a Stanley. Hi, Stanley. Stanley's here to crash the party at the end, but that is all good. But yeah, you look in the system, the only guy with green growth was Levshinov. Everybody else just did not grow. As far as our wingers go, both in the system and in real life, Tuzolino was the only one out of the right wingers who grew. Here's Ethan Belchets. Honestly, he looks quite nice with it. The senses are a little questionable, but he's got an insanely good shot. He's got decent awareness, actually, as far as defensive awareness goes. His skating's a little questionable, but his physicality makes up for it. So yeah, Belchets is going to be one of those guys that we just keep an eye on. And then we got no growth out of Oleg Vasilyev this year, as he had very much a down year with only 54 points and a negative 35 rating. But yeah, that was that group. As far as centers go, we saw Michael Misa hardly grow at all versus Teravainen, Pentakainen, Arvidsson, and Risanen all grew a lot. Like a lot. And then yeah, Belchets is just the best out of all our forwards in the system. And of course, Vasilyev is the best forward in our entire team, which makes sense. So at this point, I think the lineup is almost set. We're very close to being ready here. And yeah, we're going to end up with a lineup that looks something along the lines of, like, we got Michael Misa. He's probably going to be our number 1 guy. We don't actually need a number 2 center at this point because we have Teravainen, who seems to be on pace for reaching that potential as a number 2 center. I think we got our elite goalie here in Caden Sanchez, but we will have to wait and see. And then we haven't gotten that other number 1 D-man yet, but we do have quite a few players that look really good here. So what was Belchet's number? He's number, I think, is 61 the right number? Yeah, I think 61 is the right number for him. But yeah, Belchet's is going to be probably our top guy. I do get the feeling that Pentakainen, with the amount of growth we've seen from him, is going to be very nice too. We'll just have to, wait and see a little bit longer. But yeah, our top 6 is really, goodness gracious, Stanley. Just about flipped yourself onto the floor there. Apologies for my cat being a goofball. But, yeah, our team is starting to shape up quite nicely. I do believe with Millman being a defenseman in here too, if he can develop, that's a big if there. But Noel Millman being number 24, if he can develop, he's going to be very nice. Because then he would be the offensive D-man to go alongside George's. And yeah, I'm interested for your guys' take too, as far as at this current moment, I think it's pretty clear that our number 1 and 2 guys in this team are going to be Oleg Vasilyev is going to be the captain, and then wherever he is, Artyom Levshinov is going to be an alternate just because they were our first 2 picks. While Healy could be one of those alternate captains too, I'm interested as to who you guys think should be getting letters here. If Healy deserves it more, Tuzolino deserves it more, Michael Misa, like who do you guys think? Okay, so Vendetta's saying Healy and Belchets are going to be heavy penalty minute players, sadly, but the scoring, but they're also the scoring that we desperately needed. So yes, I agree with that. If we go and sort by potential here, we'll see all of our top guys. So yeah, who do you guys think is going to be the top end player or the other captain apart from these two? Because these two I'm pretty much certainly giving captaincies to at this point. And then out of these guys in the system, like Pentakainen is starting to grow. Teravainen looks absolutely amazing. Millman might get there. Sanchez might get there. Misa should get there. He grew again. He's 6'2" now. I believe we drafted him at 6'1". Let's see. Yeah, Misa was indeed 6'1" when we drafted him. So that is something to keep an eye on, because if he continues to grow, then he could turn into an absolute beast as well. But yeah, if we have Misa, Belchets, and Vasilyev as our top line, I think I would be just fine with that. I think it's going to be a really good group. I'm right now plotting in Teravainen as the second line center. If you guys think that's a bad call, let me know. But right now, he does seem to be trending that way. That's a great question, Vendetta. I really don't know if having a captaincy changes penalty minutes. I do remember in my Atlanta Gladiators Draft to Glory series last year when we had whatever his name was. It was like Voinov or somebody like that. Whoever our captain was, he was a big 6'5", two-way forward, took like 280 penalty minutes a year or something like that. Like he was just always in the box essentially. And he was the captain, but we just played through it. We didn't care, and I don't think it changed anything as far as how many penalties he actually took. So yeah, that is something to definitely to test out, but I don't think it's going to change anything at the same time. Why does that guy want AHL assistant? That makes no sense. Peaceful, you're back. What happened at the draft? We got Ethan Belchets, and then we got that Sanchez goalie that we were talking about over the defenseman Obergauer. Our third rounder was that Millman. You might not have even seen him, but Noel Millman turned out to be an elite defenseman. So we ended up getting him with the third round pick, which was pick 69, I believe. After that, we landed one more decent player in Cody Sweat, because Cody Sweat was the best option out of all the low elites that were there. I'll pop up the screen in just a moment once we're done with all the scouts here. But yeah, that was pretty much it for good picks. Braden said to draft Jesper Arvidsson with our 6th round pick over like some other higher risk picks, and it turned out, because he turned out to be a 58 rated low top 6 player. So the 58 rating is definitely nice. It's more just a matter of if he's going to continue to develop or not. We'll wait and see. But yeah, here, let me just pull up the, I guess, yeah, we can go contracts. Let me just pull up the contract screen here real quick as far as all the young guys we got. So yeah, we got these two. Sweat was the 4th round guy. We got Belchets, who just looks amazing. Here you go. Vendetta, there's his stats. You can see him now. So he's got the 5-star physicality and shot. Let's see. His aggressiveness is 90. His durability is 94 and strength's 95. So he's going to be, he's going to be a nice player for us. Apart from that, Voinov was okay. He was the 5th rounder we took. Vandenbush was the 7th rounder, so a bit of not busts necessarily, but not very great picks on those guys. And then here's Millman. He was 20 years old, but he's also 57 rated, so Noel Millman actually looks pretty good. And then that was pretty much it for the draft. We got this one goalie here in Sanchez. Only 47 rated, but also elite, which is something we have needed for a while, because all of these other guys together, it's like, okay, there's nobody that's going to be our future in net. So that's what happened at the draft, just to recap it for you guys. And I am wondering this year, because we do have a Landon DuPont year coming up. That is the other thing that we need to keep in mind. What are we doing here in free agency? Are we just saying screw this team, blow it up? Everybody that's not already signed to a contract has a good chance of leaving. Like what are we doing here? Because I want to hear the feedback. I want the team to be worse than it was this year, because we just keep getting screwed in the draft lottery and falling when we're in the 3rd overall pick position. So what's the goal here, guys? What are we doing in free agency? I need to know. Dead is saying we got a playoff goat. Yeah, we probably do have a playoff goat there. Regular season, we'll see. He's probably going to be brutal for the regular season. But we do have certain guys that definitely need to be signed, such as Pentikainen. Teravainen I almost want to sign, but if we can give him another year and he can grow as much as he did this year, then that would be great. But we do have a lot of guys to re-sign. What do you guys think? Do we sign this group of players here, or do we just let them walk? I honestly don't know what to think here, because our team just completely overperformed this last year. We do need a center, so maybe signing Yanni Gourde wouldn't be the worst idea, but apart from that, I kind of want to get rid of a bunch of these guys, simply because we just way overperformed our expectations this year. We do have $43 million in cap space, though. So let's go 2 years for Vinny at 3.25. Reason being is that we will have money to throw at other players. We'll sign Lizotte. We'll sign Belchets. I'm not even going to hesitate on. He's 80 overall at 18. I think we should sign him. Do you guys think we should sign him? That is what I'm thinking, Peaceful. Just as far as if we let these guys walk, we have a much better chance of losing a lot of games this next year. And that's the thing. There are going to be players that aren't very good, that are undrafted, but we have enough players that I don't really worry about the AHL too much for being solid, versus these players. I think most of these lower end players, oh wow, Barabanov really dropped off. For most of these players, I don't really have too many issues with paying these guys in the lower groups, because I know they'll fill in depth roles, and then it'll allow our prospects to grow more. That's kind of what I'm going for here out of all of this, so we will go with this. That's looking good. We're essentially just signing all the bottom end guys to contracts here, because we have the room. And alright, maybe walk Zub. Something has to change to lose. I'm thinking a couple. I don't entirely understand that comment, Vendetta, but that is okay. A little bit of a typo in there, but that is all good. Okay, we're going to let these guys probably walk. How did Georges do? 59 points, so he got slightly better. I think we're going to sign him up now because he just didn't see a whole lot of progression. So we'll sign Georges, we'll sign Pentakainen, and we'll sign Savan, and I think that's pretty much it. Those guys will get AHL playing time because I'm going to make sure of it. Andonovsky and Trevino, we're going to just walk. I think we're just going to straight up just release those guys. We're not going to sign Kari Teravainen just yet. Going to be a little more patient on him because he has actually looked really good overseas so far. We are going to sign Belchets based on the comment section. And then, yeah, Misa is signed too, but we'll see if he actually grows. Actually, how many points did Michael Misa put up this year? Only 95. Oh, that was disappointing. He definitely slowed his pace a bit throughout the end of the year, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see if he continues to get better. He's just a little bit disappointing as far as how the growth and potential has gone so far. So we'll see if he changes my perception of him. But so far he hasn't. So yeah, we'll see. For the rest of these guys, ugh, that was gross. Sorry, guys. For any of you who get little like plaque, I don't know, like you get plaque ball kind of things. That's what I just had. I apologize for that, but yeah, Lev Chernov grew to low franchise. I don't even know how. I literally don't know how that's happened, but we'll see because I believe like Will Smith. Oh, yeah, you're correct. Yeah, yes, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, Vendetta. But, all right, I'm thinking we only sign Johnson and Zub to contracts, and then they can get dispersed out onto the wings if needed. If not, then that's fine. It's really more so just a matter of we just need to sign somebody, so... I do get the feeling that at least one of our goalies is going to be getting a massive contract this year because we haven't looked at the goalies yet, and the goalies are indeed the focal point of this team's success or lack thereof. Are we signing Ryan Fanti? I don't know if we are. Like, he had a 913 on this team over this last year. We'll just hold off on him for a minute. Alex Lyon doesn't want to play for us anymore, which, fair enough. I don't blame him. But we are going to sign just an absolutely massive contract to Kevin Lankinen for one season. Slap that on him. That should eat up a good chunk of our cap space. And all right, we're going to advance here. We don't get that one coach. We do get Sillinger, and we do get Wise. All right, we should get all of those scouts. I don't see why we wouldn't. And he should have an 8x8. I disagree. He could just be our goalie of the future. Looks like we didn't get a few guys to sign there, but yeah, okay. Gord didn't say. A lot of guys did not sign with our team. There is Ethan Belchets, though. We get him. We also get Harrison Georges, Samuel Pentakainen, Tristan Bure, and Mikhail Saban. All right, so all expiring. Fanti did not win the Hart. It wasn't even really close. We will sign him for one more year. Artem Zub, we're going to walk. Out of these three, I think, well, we could sign Kuzmenko back to one more year. He wants that is a phenomenal contract. Fanti got robbed. No, I disagree because William Eklund on the Sharks had like 117 points or something, so he definitely deserved it. But this is kind of a nice looking deal for Kuzmenko. I actually wouldn't even be against signing that necessarily. He could be our like one undrafted guy that kind of like was like Panarin in the last one. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's still funny. I get what you're doing, Peaceful. I just like to chirp along with it and kind of see what you'll say, but all right. Kuzi is a steal. Are you talking about Kuzmenko, or are you talking... Actually, yeah, Kuzi, not Levy. Sorry. There's so many names. So many names I have to try and remember. Let's do a one-way for Lizotte. do like 1.3 million for this next year. We are going to sign Kuzmenko over Tanev and Hunt because those guys just didn't want to sign. I can sign Zub. I'm trying to make the team worse. That's the only thing. And if you look at our defense already, oh, we got a Nigel here. Hello, again. Nigel's back. We are trying to make the team worse, and we're trying to give opportunity to some of our younger guys, such as Levshinov. But let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a lot of right D, man. That is actually crazy. Really, Nigel? Come here. I'm grabbing you. Come here. Nigel is back for the second time. Yeah, we do have a lot of NHL ready D, man. It's too many for sure. Because there's 5, 6, 7. There's actually 8, in my opinion. There's 8 NHL ready D-men, minus Zub. So that's why I was thinking we weren't going to sign Zub. As good as he is, yeah, I think we will pass on him, even though he's been okay the last 3 years, like 20 plus points each year. We got a Nigel sitting here just hanging out. Hey, yeah, Nigel. Anyways, yeah. I apologize, Vendetta. I'm not gonna sign him, even though I kind of, well, I know you want me to sign him. As far as Kuzmenko goes, I think we need to sign him here because that's such a good deal. But yeah, 3 years I think is fair. I'll even go 3.75 on him, even though he wants a 5-year deal. You okay, Nigel? What's going on? He's just sitting here in my lap, just kind of like looking up at the screen. So yeah, we will sign Kuzmenko because that means he's the 3rd best winger on our team and probably 3rd best player as well. Nigel, no jumping on. No. We're not going on the computer. If you jump on my PC, you're going to shut it off. So you're going to go over here instead. There you go. That's better. And no, you can't have any leftover coffee. That's not a good idea. No. Hold on a second, guys. I gotta set up Nigel's chair so that he can actually hang out in here properly. How are we gonna lie down on your chair if it's not set? Actually, here. Here, Nigel, over here. Are you jumping back up? No, not just being a goof. Okay. Yeah, okay. We'll see if that ever happens, Vendetta. I don't know if he might end up on a team at 83 overall. He might end up on a contending team. We'll have to wait and see, obviously. But, all right, that's all we're doing for now on contracts, I think. And all right, Kuzmenko rejected the 3.75. That's not great. We'll go 3 years at, I guess, 4. Yeah, that's all we're gonna do. If he doesn't sign that, okay, he does sign that. Good. All right, and we will have some roster spots clearing up here too with the departures of Alex Lyon and Artem Zub and Brandon Tanev, and yeah, that is a steal of a deal for sure. I agree with that. All right, let's go to free agency, just see what's available there, and then we will continue on. So, or I guess we'll wrap up the live stream after that because there's just not really much else to do on that live stream, and then we'll be back at it tomorrow, of course. Do we need any coaches? I mean, we could obviously go get a much better coach than we currently have, but that guy Ned Schofield might be a name to keep in mind. I do like the double pinch and cycle on the defense, at least. Makes it a lot easier for building a team. especially when Vasilyev doesn't fit the first line great, but he could be a second line guy. You never know. So, anyways, we're not signing any scouts or coaches. Yeah, exactly. That's why we're not going to get a coach just yet. We will eventually, but yeah, somehow Levshinov's just shot up to that low franchise, and you never know. We might be able to turn him even into a medium franchise or something, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, we're starting to really compile a decent group here. Obviously, Healy is actually the second best player we've drafted at this point. We got him 69th overall. How are his penalty minutes this year? Yeah, 74. So decent amount of penalty minutes, but also nothing crazy in my opinion. Like, that's kind of what I expect. I am surprised we have 2 franchise guys on our team, because it's like we really should only have 1 right now, but we'll take 2. I'm not going to complain about it. And that is the system. Yeah, so, you know, all of our first rounders for the foreseeable future look very good, because that's just how it should be. And all right, let's see what's available in free agency, if there was any crazy undrafted players. Makar made it to free agency. Are you serious? That's insane. To be fair, he also won $17.7 million compared to his previous, I think he was making like 8 or 9, somewhere in there. That is just absurd. All right. And as far as decent potential players that haven't been drafted, there are very few of them. Evan Rodriguez is one of the few. And all right, Tanner Jeannot, that makes sense. Yeah, eek, bit of a eek group there overall. Yeah, I don't think we really need to sign anybody, if I'm being completely honest. Antti Mäkinen could actually be a decent signing. That's probably one guy we will go out. Ooh, actually, Mac Guzda, maybe we go for him. I think I'm going to go with Mäkinen instead, because he's 19 turning 20, has tons of years ahead of him as far as actual potential goes, and we are always in the lookout for a goalie, or on the lookout for a goalie. So that's probably all we're going to do as far as the best goalies go. Yeah, Freddie Anderson's the best one available. Logan Thompson is actually still really good. I wonder if we got him if he'd put up like an 880 save percentage for us or something. Because he was okay in Pittsburgh, but definitely lost a lot. It's just like such a reverse psychology on this game. It just makes no sense most of the time. So yeah, I think that's all we're sticking with for free agency. Is we will sign Mäkinen, and that's about it. Everybody else we can just go, all right, whatever, screw off. And was his name Hannu Mäkinen? Did I read that right? I think I did. Nope, not Hannu. Antti. Go figure. I always struggle with the Finnish names just a little bit. But yeah, guys, that is we'll advance a day or two, see if we actually get Mäkinen to sign. I'm sure other teams are going to be interested in him too. And we do indeed get Mäkinen. All right, so that is where we're going to wrap this episode up. In the next episode, of course, we'll be starting the next season. That will be tomorrow at 9 a.m. as well. So as long as you guys are around for that, then make sure to pop in, say hi. And of course, make sure you're tuned in for the actual draft, which usually starts about an hour and a bit into the live stream. If you're in for that, absolutely jump in and see if you can give any input on the upcoming draft. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But that is it for this episode and this stream as well. So if you guys enjoyed watching us land a pretty solid top-end guy there in Belchets, then make sure that you, of course, leave a like, leave whatever kind of support you can here for the channel. It really helps me continue to do these live streams. But yeah, that is where we're going to wrap this one up. Thank you guys all for watching. Have a great day. Yeah, have a great day, chat. Thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. And that is it for me. This is Etanio signing out, and until next time.